That's what I'm saying about the dude thing. I'm not saying I'm calling you a straight dude, but dude is used as a filler, kind of a filler. I
I
don't
understand that
say
a lot
that
of people use it that
I
way.
don't
It
say
does
that
make some people
to
uncomfortable. The best thing to do if there's any doubt is to use neutral terms.
Hmm. Or be
and
prepared for someone to
and
say, "I'm not a dude."
what neutral terms would that be? Just like try not to mention any term or
Yeah, not gendering a person at all would be an option. Like instead of saying thank you, sir, just say thank you. Um,
Hmm. Or you can use
okay.
something like friend.
I'm just like
yeah,
I grew up pretty polite and stuff, so I just always been like, oh yeah, there you go, ma'am. There you go, sir.
Right, so it's
it's
not
just a 10-minute
impolite
timer.
though. That's the
Yeah, so
idea
it's
that
not like
like
I'm trying to be, some prick. Like I know, but
right, but this sir and ma'am thing is just like it's only considered like polite in certain parts of the country and it
yeah,
doesn't necessarily
and the
like
thing is too is I say it usually to, older people that, but like I don't know, that's just weird. I
well
All
guess
right,
I'm
then
yeah,
weird. Yeah.
if you choose to gender someone, be prepared for them to correct you.
yeah, it's a possibility. It's a possibility you're
Okay.
always going to have to deal with.
Hmm.
Hey, well, I appreciate all you guys' time. Um, that was actually a really good conversation, and that will stick with me. I have good memory
Okay,
too, so
I
I
don't.
appreciate that.
Me neither. I won't
Okay.
remember you in 5 minutes.
Nothing per. It's nothing personal. It
I'll
really
have
is.
to
It's
stop
nothing
by you
personal.
at some time.
It's not.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate everyone in the chat too.
All
Actually
right,
being
Stray.
really
Yep.
nice. You have a good
You have a
community
good one,
going.
Stray.
Hey, have a great one, guys.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Not a bad start. Not a bad start. Everyone, tap the fuck out of that screen because if you're not up to 100,000 in the next 10 minutes, we're turning off chat. You got till 8:45 to get me up to 100,000 likes. So let's get started on that tapping, guys. We're going to bring up the next guest now. Just a reminder, we're looking for opposition only. If you are a friendly, you are very much loved, but please unrequest. Also, we do not talk about previous guests.
I do think that was the first time the Bones argument came up within a million years.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was a long one. I would be, yeah.
Usually it's 100. I've heard 30,000 one time, which was such a random number
We'd be
that I
fossils
remembered
at
it.
that point.
Yeah, but a million? Mm.
That person was not able to connect.
But I think it also shows how much people want to conform to society. I mean, if you care about people that are going to exist in the future, thousands of years in the future, and their opinions of you, and you would change yourself just because of that, that's that's true conformity right there.
For real.
How you doing, emoji?
Yo,
How old are you?
I think you're a fucking man because you have a dick. And
And I think you're a child. Hello, Two Spirit. Hello, Jane. Hello, Justice. Hello, Lollipoo. For the moment, I'm going to keep my panel to Mel and Michaela. For the moment. How you doing, Icebroker?
Very good, you.
Doing all right? How old are you, please?
I'm 46.
46. Fantastic. And can you prove that I am not a woman?
Well, I'll try. So if we look at the definition of a woman, the definition is an adult female human being. And if we look at the definition of a female, it is of or denoting the sex that can bear offspring or produce eggs. So can you bear offspring or can you
Yeah, no, and neither can
eggs?
plenty of cis women. Why do you care about your definitions so much?
Well, shouldn't we care what our,
No, what I
our
care about is
definitions
people.
are of whatever they are?
What I care about is the
I do
hundreds of
too. I do
thousands
too.
of people in this in this country that identify as trans women, the millions that identify as trans. What I care about is their well-being, and regardless of what definition we use, they matter. They are suffering. and they
I
shouldn't be.
I understand. I understand that. You didn't want friendlies in here. To be honest, I am a
Yep.
friendly,
Well, then why would
but
you do this?
I can I well because I've been wanting to jump in here and just say something. You know, I think what you're doing is actually doing a disservice to
Oh,
your
totally.
community.
Cool.
Um,
And you're a
I
friendly?
understand. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. But if we look at a definition of a woman or what a female is, you just
How about you look at the
don't.
rest of the definitions of woman? How about you look at those?
Why does there have to be
What
one definition? Like, why does it
Yeah.
have to be that way? Explain that to me.
it doesn't have to be, but what you need to understand, and
What you
I
need to understand
understand
is that you
that.
can't just ignore the rest of the definitions.
What would
Well,
happen
what's
if
the rest?
definition number
What's
7 in the Oxford Dictionary was the top one, and definition number 1 in the Oxford Dictionary was the seventh one?
well,
Would you?
what's the seventh one?
Let's see. I can't reach my keyboard at the moment. 1 second.
So are the definitions wrong?
Some of them, or some of them are just not adequate for describing trans identities or etc.
Yeah, they don't.
Some
They're
of them
not
just don't account
accurate.
for
Okay,
trans people.
Yeah,
but
they're not accurate because this is the
a
thing.
woman.
We update the dictionary. We update
Yeah.
definitions because of how we speak in society. Things that we understand. So I don't understand why can't we have multiple definitions of woman? Why does it have to be a I'm sorry. Why does it have to be a strict definition?
Well, maybe there will be someday, but
There
right
are more
now,
definitions.
what a woman
Yeah.
is
Why does it
Definition
be
is
7.
adult
someday?
female.
Why can't it be
Definition.
today?
Yeah. Definition number 7 under the Oxford Dictionary is a person with the qualities traditionally associated with females.
Okay, and what are
I
the
have the qualities
qualities?
traditionally associated with females.
Boom.
Can you produce eggs? Can you bear children?
Traditionally associated with females.
Okay, so what are the
Word woman.
traditional?
I'm sorry.
Being
So what?
I'm sorry.
things like being
What?
feminine, being nurturing, enjoying makeup, enjoying dresses. These are all stereotypes and the like, but they are things that are typically associated with
Okay,
females.
so I can be nurturing. Does that make me a female?
No, it's not.
Okay. I understand. Like, you guys are under attack right now. I feel for you. Trust me.
Yeah, again, so why would you come in here and try to argue against this and be on
Because
this?
I want to make the point that it's.
You don't think we have enough people doing that?
I do. I just wanted to come and speak my mind. I mean,
How are you a friendly, dude?
Seriously.
have I said
Explain.
something that would make me not be friendly?
Yes,
Yes, you're
saying,
invalidating trans identities.
yeah, that's yeah.
Absolutely. And then tone policing.
Your question is
Saying
are
that
you
she's
a
not
woman?
doing good for the community when she's doing good every single fucking day. So
That's why people support her.
Yes, but to come out and claim that.
So what did you actually come in here for? What was your purpose? You've been wanting to say something?
to answer the
Say it.
question, right? I answered the question. So by the definitions, you just don't.
You said you were
You're not-
friendly. You wanted to request because you've been wanting to say something. That's what you wanted to say?
Well, yes, I wanted to answer the question.
So you're done?
I think I answered the question, right? A woman is
Can
an
you tell me
adult
what trans
female.
people go through in this country? Or just in general? Can you tell me what trans people go through?
Everything. Like, I know what you're going through right now. I see it all over the news. I see it all over TikTok. I see
Let me hear it. I want to hear it from you.
You're basically, you are the new COVID. You're the new mask. You're the new black person. You're the new brown
What?
person. Yes, you're being attacked by.
All right.
Listen. Whoa. Hang on. I'm not done.
No.
You are not going to tell Michaela to stop.
You
No.
are being attacked.
No. You're going
by-
to stop right now and you're going to listen to Michaela.
What does that even mean? Explain that to me. What does that mean? The
It
new
means
black
that
person.
yes, you are being attacked by the right-wing conservative extremist what, how can I put them? I think you know what I mean. Like you're the new, like I said, you're the new
What do you mean
COVID-19.
the new? Yes, we all experience
Think so.
oppression, but it's
I'm
not
just
like
I'm
the
just comparing
new.
it to like the right wing conservatives attacked COVID-19. They attacked the masks. They attacked the vaccine. They attacked black people. They attacked brown people after 9/11. The trans community is the new right wing enemy. That is what you guys are going through right now. That's how I see it. Am I wrong?
Yes, because it's
They,
not the same oppression, and don't say the new. That's just so insensitive
well, it's
and
the only
weird to
way
say.
I know how to put it so that my point
Yeah,
can get across.
trans people are facing oppression,
Yeah,
but you don't have to say
black
the
people have
new
faced
black
oppression also.
people or
Brown
the
people have
new
faced
mask
oppression.
and
Our doc,
COVID or the new COVID, because
well,
we're not
I think
masked or COVID,
I know, but
and they're
I'm
not.
just trying.
And COVID and mask are experiencing oppression.
Well, yeah, they are.
How are COVID and masks experience oppression? Explain that to me.
Well, it might not be the best definition, but I think everyone understands what I mean. You're under attack
No, we don't.
by right wing conservatism. That, well, in general, that they are attacking you.
Okay, in the future, can you
I think
not
everyone can agree with that.
Can you
What
not
I mean,
in the future, can you not say that one oppressed group and another oppressed group, one's the new oppressed group? Can we not say that in the future? Because that's highly insensitive,
sure,
rude.
I know you. Sure, I know. Okay, well, I know that the LGBT community has always been oppressed, but now it's like it's been kicked up a notch
Let's not
because
compare
now COVID
oppressions.
COVID
And
is
can
not the
we
same.
not say the new?
I'm comparing the attack by the right wing. That's all I'm comparing it to. I'm not comparing it to COVID. You're being under
You
attack
did compare it to
like the
COVID. Now
mask
you're
attack,
gaslighting that
vaccines.
you didn't compare it to COVID?
I'm comparing the attack. That's what I'm comparing it to. That's all. And it makes me sad. It pisses me off because, it's politics. That's all it is, unfortunately.
Does it
Okay.
now that you come in to invalidate
Anyways,
trans
I
people?
just want to come here and speak my mind. If
What's your point that you want to make? What's the point that you want to make?
well, the main point is, to me, unfortunately, I wouldn't ever consider you a woman. I can respect your choice to identify as a woman. That is not a problem.
It's not a choice. I am one.
But by definition, you're not. By definition, you're not, and you will never be a
friendly.
woman.
By definition,
You
you
can
are not
identify as
friendly.
a woman. That
Read between the lines.
You're not friendly.
that's fine. Listen,
Icebreaker.
if we were friends before you transitioned, we would still be friends. But I would still tell you what I think. This is
No.
what I think.
No.
No.
If you don't like it, that's fine. Go ahead. Say your piece. Go ahead.
Icebreaker. If I ask you to call me a woman, will you call me a woman?
Oh God.
Yeah, let's again not call yourself a friendly.
Yeah. Okay, so Icebreaker. This is why I asked you what are trans people going through in this country, because your unwillingness to use a word pales
Have
in
I
comparison
called
to what
you
my
a
community is
man
going
or he
through.
or she at any point in this conversation? I haven't, right?
Yeah, and I asked you if you would, and you said nothing.
Well, I didn't have time to answer, to be honest.
You didn't have time to answer.
That's right. If you were my best friend, I probably would never call you a woman. If you were my client,
You're a bad
or we had
friend.
something
He's
to
fucking
do,
best friends. Are you kidding me?
If I'm being honest. That's it.
Okay.
If a
What
friend
about
can't
you
be
is
honest, he's not a friend.
friendly?
So
What about you is friendly? Why did you say you were friendly to the trans community or to Adora's page at
well,
all?
by definition, Adora is not a woman.
Okay,
by
what if
definition,
every
Your
single person on the
definition?
planet went around calling you a woman?
I think they were pretty stupid. I don't see what that has to do with anything.
You don't think that would affect you at all? Thank you.
Well, probably, I guess so, yeah.
Yeah,
But
it
I'm
would
not a
be
woman. But I'm not a woman.
right.
I
So
don't
if
look like a
everyone called you,
woman. I don't
okay,
have the
Icebroker, if
traditional.
everyone called you a woman and you knew that you are not a woman, that would bother you. That would affect you. It would hurt. Day
I'm
after
sure.
day after day
I,
after day of trying to get people to call you a man, but they won't. They just call you a woman.
I understand that, but there's a reason why they call you a man or refuse to call you a woman. There's reasons for that.
Yeah, those reasons are
Um,
because are because they're transphobes.
Yeah.
or just because by
Justify
definition,
Okay.
no, or
But
not
we
everyone
already
is a
chose the
justify
transphobe.
harming a
definition that
person.
covers trans
Not
people.
everyone
Okay.
is a transphobe, and not everyone that is not a transphobe will
You are.
agree
You are a
with.
transphobe
You are.
by definition.
Why is that?
Because how transphobia actually works functionally is that you don't think that we're actually trans. Meaning, you don't think that we have a identity of being women, right? You just think that really I'm just playing pretend. Or that
Well,
I'm delusional.
I'm not. I don't have that mindset. I'm an open person. I was raised to respect
Okay,
and everyone.
but here's the thing, right? When we talk about definitions, this is a tactic that is being used because you're playing a game. Your game is how do we know if someone is this gender, right? And when we answer, we give you an answer as to how we know someone is that gender. You sit here and take the skeptical position, this pure, unadulterated skepticism when it comes to people's identities. You
But
sit here and say, I don't believe you, and then I'm going to sit here and posit a different argument so I don't have to sit here and think about this. This is why
I
people will sit here and say, agree to disagree.
I know, but I don't agree with you because we're not talking about gender. The question is, the statement is, I am a woman. Prove me wrong. It's not. It
Yes,
has nothing to do with it. We're not
but
talking
you're
about
sitting
gender.
here. Your argument. Okay, so one, your argument is about definitions.
I'm
Your
not
argument is by
arguing.
definition. So
I'm
you're. Oh my God!
I'm not.
Your
I'm not
argument. Your
arguing.
argument. Oh my God! Your argument is about definitions. So let me ask you this question: is woman a reference to someone's sex?
Yes.
Okay, so then we would have to agree that it's a biological definition, correct? Meaning we're going to use biology to determine if someone is a woman, correct?
Sure.
So in biology, how do we go about determining if someone is an adult? Or
Is an
some
adult?
animal is an adult?
I mean, we go by our growth, I guess. At some point, scientists said, well, at this point in growth, this person
It's
is
when
an
they
adult,
reach
I guess.
sexual maturity.
Sexual
So
maturity.
that's how you go about
When,
determining if an animal is an adult. So let me ask you this question. Are
but
14-year-olds adults?
no, I wouldn't consider them adults. No.
Right. So that in of itself, the
Where
idea of
the
adult is
adults,
socially constructed because it's dependent upon the society. You're off the app. I can't hear you.
oh, sorry, my battery's going down. What was I going to say? An adult to me is 18 and up. As soon as you hit 18, you're an adult.
But you just
That's what the
agreed that it's a
scientific.
reference to someone's biology, whether they're an adult, a female, or a male, right? And a human. right?
I
So you agreed that
yeah.
it's reference to someone's sex. But so if we're going to go off of that, we're going to make the determination of adult being a biological term. So what that means is when someone has reached the age of sexual maturity, they are an adult. But nobody would sit here and consider a 14-year-old to be an adult. So the thing here is that the definition in and of itself is socially constructed.
Okay. But we're
So
we're sort of getting off topic
so
here.
what that would mean, right, is that when we're talking about definitions, we're talking descriptively rather than proscriptively, meaning that adult human female is what we typically use to describe a woman, rather than the rule is that a woman is an adult human female.
Okay.
Okay, so when we talk about female, right, you've sat here and said of or denoting to the sex that can bear offspring. Do you understand what denoting means?
Not really. No. Why? What is it?
So you would expect to see female characteristics when sitting here and looking. When you go look at their 5 sex characteristics, you would expect, based off presentation, to sit here and be able to see those sex characteristics.
Well, can you see if a person can bear eggs?
Of or denoting. So if someone has sex characteristics that would... Of or denoting, right? So if someone has these sex characteristics that denote to the ability to bear...
That can
Wait. So it would be denoting to, right? So it would be someone who has those, who has the sex characteristics of female, right? Would be one who you would expect to be able to give offspring, right?
Well, I'm going off what the definition is, so I don't know what you're adding.
Okay,
to
what
this
is the
here. I don't
definition of denoting?
She's not.
What is the definition of denoting?
I'd have to look that up, to be honest with you. I couldn't tell you what the definition is.
So denoting means what is expected, right? And so the thing here is that you do not necessarily have to, you do not have to have the characteristics, you do not have to have the biology of being female, but you can have the sex characteristics of being female. So that would lead to expecting that individual to be of the sex that sits here and can bring forth offspring. Excuse me. I had some Cuban coffee, so I'm kind of wired.
Okay. Yeah, but it's a bit more straightforward than that. It's of or denoting the sex that can bear offspring or produce eggs. So
yes. So do you understand what denoting is?
Hang on. What do you need to bear offspring or produce eggs?
Do you understand what denoting means?
Well, how about I look that up? But for right now,
okay, go ahead and look that up.
Of or denoting the sex that can bear offspring or produce eggs.
The sex.
Adora has sex characteristics that would denote that she has the ability to carry
No.
Yes, that's what it means.
she has the sex
Yeah,
characteristics.
but, I mean, come on, seriously.
Then why is denoting in there?
Okay, so then
I
you're
don't
going to
know.
throw out your own definition argument, and we're going to stop playing this semantics game?
Yeah, I find your definition game insulting, honestly.
Okay, well,
Especially since you said that you're fucking friendly.
I find that I answered your question. I know you don't like the answer, but I believe I answered your question. I think you should.
Yeah. Oh no, you
rephrase
gave me an
I
answer.
think
That is
you should
true. That is a
rephrase
true
your
statement.
question.
So,
And when I say that, you're doing your disservice to this is because of things like this. You know.
No, I want to hear it. I want to hear it. I want to hear exactly what is wrong.
So
I want to
real
hear
quick.
exactly what he says. What is wrong with my?
Can you produce eggs or bear offspring?
It
Be
doesn't
a
say that.
sign of or indicate is the definition of denoting.
I'm not talking to
So
you.
see
I asked Adora a question.
It doesn't
Can you
say
bear
that you have
offspring or
to.
can you produce eggs?
That's not what
be
the
a
definition
sign
says.
of or indicate that you are of the sex, right? She has sex characteristics that are female, so she would have be a sign of or indicate that she would have the ability to do that. Since we want to play this semantics argument.
Right. I don't have the ability to bear offspring. Still female.
Icebroker, I don't know about you, but I'm not interested in this definition game. What I want to know is why you don't care about trans people.
There you go.
I do care. And denoting.
Okay, what evidence is there that you
Be a
care?
sign of or indicate.
What evidence is there that you care about trans identities?
I am just trying to point out something that if the way you're doing it is not helping.
And what you're doing causes immeasurable harm. Immeasurable. Thank you for the head mustache.
I don't think so.
You're dead wrong.
She's the problem and you're not? That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
The question
Validating
is,
trans identities goes a long ways towards helping trans people.
The question is simple. Can you bear offspring? And can you produce eggs?
The question is simple. Why do you not care about trans people?
The answer is really not hard. I know what the answer is. I don't
What
understand
does
why none of you can even
mean?
admit that.
Considering you've already asked that like 6 times and I've already answered that like 6 times, I'm not going to answer it again.
So infertile women, they are just not women.
Or not female.
Are they
Like,
men
that's
because
not
they're
what female
infertile?
is.
Are they men because they're infertile?
No, I'm not.
This
saying
is
that a
something
man
that's
or
also
a woman
it's this
is
this stuff
determined
that
by
is-
their reproductive organs.
No. I'm
They're
not
not
going to argue
determined
with
by
you
their
guys. I think
reproductive
I've made my point. I think it's very clear.
You've not made a
I'm
point.
sorry you
You've
don't
not made a
agree with
point.
it.
You've not.
I wish
So
you the
if
best
you
of
want to
luck.
take the L and
Before you go,
ahead and
hang
bow.
on, everyone. Hang on, everyone. 1 second before you go, Icebroker.
Yes.
What would it cost you to validate trans identities?
Who says I don't? Who says I don't?
Me, and probably my entire panel.
And you proved it
Okay,
yourself.
you identify
What
as a
would it
woman.
cost
Great.
you?
Good for you.
But you have definitely not. But you have gone out of your way to invalidate me. What would it cost you to validate me? What would it cost you?
What do you mean? What would it cost me? $10.
I mean exactly that.
$10.
What would it cost you to
$10.
validate trans identities? $10.
$10.
$10, and then you suddenly care about people suffering.
What do you mean?
That's
I
what it
don't
costs for you to care about
suffering?
people?
I've told you that I'm not someone that doesn't care about that.
You are someone who doesn't care about that.
To it. You're contributing.
I'm not at all. What do you mean I'm contributing? We're having a conversation here.
lift your
I'm
head
giving
Okay.
you my honest
Okay.
opinion.
Your ass.
I'm giving you my honest
Okay,
opinion,
first of all-
and you don't agree
So
with
first
it.
of all-
That's fine.
So
and you
first
want
of
to
all, you
twist the
came
words
in
around.
here. You came in here and wanted to play semantics, and you got obviously destroyed by that. Second of all, you've sat
I
here and
just
said
answered
you
the
were
question.
friendly.
That's it.
You,
And you guys don't
second of all,
agree
you
with
said
it.
you're. Second,
think the
you've
answer-
been utterly demolished because you
No.
don't even know what denoting means. So, second of all, you've sat here and you came into this live and explicitly told Adora that if you and I were friends, I would not call you a woman because you just want to invalidate trans identities and you consider yourself to be a friendly. You consider yourself to be on our side. That's absolute bullshit, and you know it.
You don't care about trans suffering. You do not care about trans people. If you did, you would validate us.
You are a trans woman. That's it. Good for you. I don't understand why it doesn't matter. I answered the question. I think that the answer that I gave you
Is wrong.
proves that you're wrong. That's how I
Shit.
honestly believe. Maybe we could ask the chat, see what they believe.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's
Yeah, no, we're not asking chat.
okay.
You're gonna find this shocking, but there's a lot of trans folks out
I know
there.
you don't like my answer.
Your
But-
answer
No.
literally costs people their lives.
No, it doesn't.
Literally.
At
Oh
all.
yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
You
I'm just
like
being realistic.
hold on,
I'm just
hold
we're
on.
just being realistic.
Respectfully,
Sure.
you've sat here, you came in, and you lost the semantics argument. You've lost it.
I answered a question
No,
with
because you don't even you don't even know what denoting means. And so when I sit here and bring up the
denoting
fact that
means be a
Adora,
sign of or indicate. So
yes,
so what you're
because
saying is that
she has sex characteristics that would indicate the simple fact that she is a female, even though she is male, right? So she is of the sex, or denoting to the sex.
I got
that
cash
has
out
the
to kick. Have a
ability-
good day. Thank you for the head mustache.
I didn't even get to say what I wanted to say, and Jane.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Two Spirits. I'm sorry.
You should have told me to shush.
Thank you for the head
and was ready to fight.
Should have told me to shush, Kasha.
Pardon?
You can tell me to shush at any time. That was just so annoying. I couldn't take it.
Yeah, no, I get it. I didn't even get a chance. I was actually looking up about 9 different definitions of women, and I was going to go there, but we're good. We're good. We'll wait for the next.
Okay. I'm sorry, Kasha. I get so high energy sometimes that I just get too into the moment and I don't
You know
notice.
What was funny was when he was playing his little kindergarten game, and I was looking off to the side. I looked at you. You were looking off to the side, and I was like, "Hey, Adora, what video game are you playing right now?" In my mind, I'm like, "We're just having a side conversation as this is going on."
Thank you for all the head mustaches, everyone.
I
Okay.
think those people are even worse than like the transphobic people that recognize that they're transphobic.
Yeah. Oh my.
Because he doesn't
Yeah.
think he's doing anything wrong. Like I really believe that he does not see it. And
Yeah.
that is
Yeah. I believe that he
worse.
believes that he
Yeah.
is totally an ally to trans people.
Yeah.
I wasn't actually going to come on because I've been quite sick today and just chilling, but I couldn't handle him anymore, so that's why I came up.
Okay. Okay, everyone, tap away. We're going to do the same thing again, guys. If we don't make it to 200,000 in the next 10 minutes, chat is going off. So, tap, tap, tap away. We have till 9:15. And when we make it to, if we make this goal within the next 10 minutes, I will go sub only for a minimum of 15 minutes. So tap, tap, tap away, guys. Let's get that sub only goal. Let's make it to 200,000 in 10 minutes.
I'm a gloopy goober, yeah.
Also, please give me a follow. I go live twice a day, almost every day. I'm very excited. I have therapy tomorrow. I'm very excited for that, but it's not going to interrupt my schedule. So we're going to do twice a day tomorrow as well. How you doing, Anastasia?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I can. How old are you, please?
Okay, I'm 20.
20. Fantastic. And can you prove that I'm not a woman?
Okay, so I didn't really come here to prove that you're not a woman. I more so came to like, I'm wondering like what do you mean by prove like I'm a woman?
Well, I'm not asking people to prove that I am a woman. I'm asking them to prove that I'm not. So yeah, do you
Okay,
believe that
so
I'm a
my
woman?
thing is, well, it's more so of like, if you, like, I don't even really know how to put it. If you believe like that you are a woman, then what's the point of even like having these type of like discussions? Because like obviously in order to be a
Yeah,
woman, you have
the
to
goal is to
be
have a conversation
female.
because there's a stigma around being transgender, and my goal is to help destigmatize the existence of trans people.
Okay, so then it goes on to say like, if you do believe like, okay, if you do believe you're a woman, I mean, we all know you'd have to be like a female in order to be a woman, right? So are you
Nope.
happy with being a
You
trans
do not have to be
woman?
a female in order to be a woman.
I mean, that's the definition, but I guess,
Well, no,
are you happy to be
there's
like a
multiple
trans woman?
different definitions here, and the last one that I was looking up here was the Cambridge Dictionary that actually opened up, wasn't replacing,
Yeah, but
but
I'm
was
talking about
actually
just like
opening up
definitions that's like
about what
general,
the
like
definition
general.
of a woman was. So an adult who lives and identifies as female, though they may have been said to have had a different sex at birth. That was also part of the definition. We can go to
Okay,
Cambridge.
so
We can go to Webster. We can go to the Cambridge of the UK. We can go to whatever you would like. Oxford. Um,
well, it more so I'm just kind of concerned because it's like if you're a trans woman and like you're happy to be a trans woman, why not identify as a trans woman?
Because
we're
they're
not. We're
also
not.
women.
We're not
But why not
denouncing it.
identify as a trans woman? Like if you're so happy to be a trans woman, why not just say like a
Okay,
trans woman? Like
Are you
okay,
a tall
I have a
woman?
question, okay? Because what you're not understanding is they are women. Trans is just a prefix. It's just describing their gender
but
identity
it's
related
very
to their
important, right?
sex.
If people are losing
It's
their
not
lives
very
about it,
important.
then it's
What
something
do you
that's
mean it's
very
very
important.
what do you
So
mean very
being
important
trans
for
is not
everyone to
important.
know, you mean?
So being trans is not important.
Okay, is it very important for everyone to know that you're transgender?
But are you proud to be transgender? Why not mention that?
No,
If
no,
it's
no,
But they
no.
important,
don't have
Answer
to
her
mention
question.
if
that.
people are losing
Answer
their
her
lives about it, then
question.
it should be something that's important for you to mention and take pride
Okay,
in.
but
Correct?
wouldn't you be afraid? Okay, if somebody knew a part of you, right, and then would attack you because they knew that part of you, would you be comfortable with disclosing that? If there's a possibility that person's going to hurt you or unalive you,
Okay,
knowing
well,
that
here's
you are
another
that
thing.
thing?
When we talk about the trans women that are being unalived, I would like you guys to bring up how it's mostly black trans women who are being
Yeah, we can talk
unalived
about that. Yep,
Yes.
it's
instead of
mostly black
making it
trans
like a
women.
general
Yep,
thing, like all trans women are being unalived about this. No, it's
I agree
But
with
mostly
that.
black
also,
trans
We should be
women
focusing
who are
on.
being unalived. So I can't really get down here and like play that whole game
what
with white
game?
I
people.
agree with you that we should be focusing on black trans women. Yes, I agree with that.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, why? I just have this question. Why can't trans women be a part of the word woman? Why can't they be a part of it? Why do they always have to disclose that they're
It's not
transgender?
they're not a part of it, but it's that like you say I'm a trans woman. Like just say I'm a trans woman. What's wrong with that? Why are you not
Why do
proud
they
to be
have to
trans?
do that? Do I have to tell you I'm a cis woman?
No, you just say woman.
Okay, so why can't they just say women?
They could, but would it make more sense to say trans woman if that is what you take pride in being
Not
and
if
you're up
it's
here
not
advocating
relevant.
it?
If it's
But why
not
are you
relevant, why?
advocating it if
It's
you're
not.
not going to say trans woman?
It's not relevant.
So being trans is not
You.
relevant. Is that what you're saying?
It's not relevant in every single
Come on.
conversation trans people have. It's not relevant in every single do you say that you're cisgender in
But
every
let's talk about
conversation that
this
you
right
have?
here. Let's talk about this right here. You have a panel up that says I am a woman. You would not get any backlash if it said I am a trans woman, correct?
You'd still get backlash. For sure.
Yeah, but for sure, I would get backlash, and
I mean,
B,
you get
that's
backlash
not
for
the
everything,
point that
but
I'm
you wouldn't
making
get
here
as
is not that I'm a
much.
trans woman. The point that I'm making here is that I am a woman.
Also,
Period.
Mel has her hand up. I think she's being polite, but
Yeah,
I
and I
want to.
just wanted, well, because I just wanted to say, Michaela was trying to point out to you, it's not that some trans women are also not proud of it, right? But it's dangerous to just announce that you're trans. Michaela was trying to point that out to you.
I understand it's dangerous, but what I don't understand is like these panels, like this one in particular, why not put I am a trans woman? Like that you're obviously looking for
Because
some sort
I
of
am a
argument. If you actually
woman.
wanted to fix
I
the
am a
laws,
woman. I'm a woman. Bye, Mel.
but why leave out the part that was that is so important? Why leave out the
Because
part
it's
that's
not
so important
important. Because it's
that you take
not
so much pride
important.
in?
Okay, how about this? How about this? Do I need to go around disclosing that I'm tall?
No, it's visible.
So many people go around saying that it's visible that I'm a trans woman, but yeah, I don't have to disclose that I'm
I
tall,
mean,
even
to
though
some
I
people it
am
may
a
be,
tall
right?
woman. I am a tall woman. Okay, I'm a tall woman, but I don't have to say that because that is just a descriptor of what type of woman I am. Similarly, I am transgender.
But can
That
being a
does not
tall woman
describe
result
that
in losing
describes
your
what
life
type
though?
of woman I am.
So do you not see how that's kind of weird to go so hard about something and then
No.
not claim it? Like, do you see how that? You
I
not
do
see how
claim
that's
to be
weird?
I do claim to be
To go so
transgender.
hard
My
about cars
claim
and then
is that
on
I
Valentine's
am
Day
a
go
woman.
so hard.
I am
Like,
transgender. I am transgender. I'm proud of being transgender. I am a woman.
so why not say a trans woman? Like, why is that so hard? Why is that such a
Because
bad
I
thing?
am a woman.
Why do they have to tell you that they're
Why is it so
transgender?
important to you that I not be a woman? Why is it
Right.
so important to invalidate trans identities?
You don't gotta tell me. You don't gotta tell me. But would it not make sense to disclose something that you take pride in?
Is it?
Are trans women women?
This in
Anastasia,
discussions
Are
like this,
trans
would it not
just
make sense?
boasting
Go for
that
it.
you're cisgender? Like, do you just like you should be proud of that? You should be out there telling people that you are cisgender, right? You should be proud
Yes.
of that. Why aren't you doing that?
Yes.
I don't get it. Like, you should
Because
be
it's
proud of that.
obvious.
Why leave out the cis part? Why?
I mean, but it's different. Come on, guys, be serious. Can we be serious?
No. Yeah, let's be
Can we
serious.
be
Let's be
serious?
serious.
Feels like oppression. That's
Like,
why
come on
it's
now.
different.
Can we
Okay.
be real?
Why? Okay. Why do you think they have to disclose it? Can you give us a reason why?
I didn't say you had to disclose it, but it would make sense to disclose it, especially if you're going and you're like advocating for it. It would make sense to disclose that. Like, would it
Yes,
not?
you should. You should say to people that you're cisgender. Absolutely, I agree.
I mean, when I fight, like if you fight for women's rights, you're
One more
obviously
minute,
saying
guys.
like,
One
"Hey,
more
I'm a
minute.
woman," but it's still different because it's
15,000
obvious.
likes.
Not
Like,
different. It's only different for
it's
you
obvious.
because it's hurting your privilege.
I mean, what privilege do I have being a black woman?
I didn't say anything about race. I'm also an
You
indigenous
said
woman.
privilege. Where the privilege?
Okay, so
Somebody
what
give me the
privilege
privilege.
do
What
I
You
have?
have cis
Privilege.
privilege. You
Indigenous
have cis
trans?
privilege.
Yeah, it's cisgendered
cis
privilege.
privilege?
Yes. Why are you spitting?
What?
Yeah, you have cis privilege.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Just wait for it. Wait for it. This is the part. This is the 4 Ds of narcissism: deflect, deny, dismiss, and
Wait, no, I'm not a narcissist. I swear. I've never heard of that one. There's been a lot of privilege, but cis privilege is like insane.
Yes.
Good job, guys. Good
We are
job.
allowed to be
Okay.
our
Even
gender
when I go to
identity.
doctor's appointments, nobody
Okay.
says like, nobody calls me cis when I go to doctor's appointments. So
Okay.
Okay.
That's great.
Okay.
But that's not relevant to what we're saying. There is cisgender privilege. If we need estrogen, can we go and get that care?
I mean, but I don't like need estrogen.
Okay, you might not
you
ever
might
need
at 40.
Yeah, but you might in the future. So if
I'm
in the
20.
future do we have access to it?
Okay, so
Yes or no? Do we have access to it if we need?
but you need money for anything. You need insurance. You need
Okay,
money for
that's
anything.
not what
are you
I'm
talking?
saying.
Like you need
Do
money
people have
and
are people restricting cisgendered women from having access to HRT? Not HRT, to estrogen.
no, but no one's being restricted.
No one's being restricted?
Can I
You don't
can I
know
just
that
ask
trans-
can I just ask
Okay.
two questions here? So Anastasia, does transphobia exist?
I've heard of it.
So does it exist?
I would assume so, yeah.
What do you think transphobia looks like?
I guess dislike, like I guess I don't know if I can say the word hate on here, but just like, hurting other people because of what they decided to do with their lives and make their decisions, stuff like that, I guess.
Okay. Do you think that denying the experiences and identities of trans people might be transphobic?
See, it kind of loses me right there, like, because if people deny identities of people like all the time. Like,
Right.
people can
That
identify as
doesn't
being
that doesn't make it okay.
somebody could identify as being like a cool person, and everybody else is like, oh, they're lame. Like, so that
Okay,
just,
but legislation to restrict their health care, which will result in them unaliving in certain cases. Do you think that's like a big deal that we should be focusing on?
I mean, yeah, maybe that's what the panel should be about.
This is what we're talking about.
It's not the topic, though.
Okay, it's not the topic, but we talk about the oppression of trans people.
I mean, it says I'm a woman, prove me wrong.
Okay.
It doesn't say anything about
that's a
like
conversation
oppression.
starter.
Yeah, we start the conversation so people
So
can
you started off on a
understand
bad
that
note.
trans identities are under
That's not a
attack
good
in
idea.
America.
I'm a
Anastasia,
woman. That's not a bad note. Right, read between the lines.
If you
it's not
think
a
that
bad note, but
if you think trans people affirming who they are is starting things off from a bad note, that I think that reflects a little bit more about you than it does about us, because
not
like merely
bad.
like I'm gonna be real. This statement, like I'm a woman, is a rather innocuous one. Like I don't think it's like that revolutionary. So for you to come in and be upset that she left out the trans part of that sentence.
No, I'm not upset. I'm just confused.
I mean, you're saying it starts it off with a bad note, so like very clear. Like that just does kind of show to me that like that just reflects poorly on like how you look at trans people, and is not really a reflection on us, is all.
I mean, if you feel that way, that's fine.
I mean, it's pretty self-evident.
But I'm not upset. I just think that's like not a good conversation starter on an app like TikTok. Personally,
I disagree.
If you know the backlash that you get on
how would
TikTok.
you measure that? How would you measure what's a good topic and what's not?
I have 37 people requesting
By
in
going
my
off of
guest
like, I'm
requests.
sure this is not the first time that she's had a panel that has this exact topic at the top, and I'm sure it's never gone. Like, I'm sure it's never started off with people coming up here like, I don't think it's ever started off good. So just
It has.
I disagree.
We've had great
That's incorrect.
conversations. Yeah. What are you talking about?
Like, we've had some phenomenal conversations.
Cool.
Even in this
on
very
top,
live,
on top of that, I don't know if you look at the number at the very top, right next to the picture of the cat that says 300 next to it, you'll see 1.8K. That's how many people are currently watching this live. And Adora, as she just reported, has 37 people waiting in the wings to come up and speak. So I think that what actually this would show is that this topic is a very successful one on this app.
A successful topic on this app doesn't really have to be positive, but yeah, okay, I guess.
How about okay, having conversations, advocating for the your community that's being oppressed right now, that is a great live to have. That is beneficial.
But this isn't like advocating.
Wait. Do you understand there are 500 plus anti-LGBTQ plus bills? Do you understand that?
Yeah, but there's also a lot of bills that have been passed for LGBTQ. So maybe
we ignore the ones
on
that
the
are
positive aspects, guys.
LGBTQ. We ignore the ones that are anti because there are some that are for. Okay, then how is that relevant?
See, I don't like how you're misidentifying me right now. Can we talk about how you misidentifying me right now?
How am I misidentifying?
You're trying to paint me like I'm transphobic or probably.
I am calling you transphobic.
Like,
you
I
are
never
transphobic,
said that.
though.
Never identified as that.
You are transphobic.
I never identified as that.
Okay, you don't have to identify as it.
You don't get to choose if you're transphobic or not.
I think I'm more pro-trans.
You don't get
You're
to
more pro-trans than what?
But y'all get to make choices.
You do not. No, you do get to choose if you're transgender, but you're not the one who gets to apply the label. To choose if you're transphobic. You can choose if you have transphobic ideology.
Why
you can
not?
choose how you interact with trans people, how you treat trans people. But you're not the one who gets to decide if you're an ally or not. That's what we get to do. Rawr, thank you so much.
I mean, if an ally means going along with like everything that you as an individual decide,
it definitely means validating trans identities.
Conversations with other trans people who I always go on their panels and have good conversations with. It's just certain trans people take things way too
Yeah,
far that
turns
I've
out some
seen.
trans people are transphobic.
And also, trans people are not a monolith. They're not going to all act the same.
Oh, that's new.
What do you mean that's new? They're not the same person. Why would they all act the same?
I mean, how can you be like, how can you be transgender and transphobic at the same time?
Yeah, because being transphobic would just mean that you have a hatred or prejudice towards like the trans people, or some kind of aversion. And so if a trans person has a hatred, a prejudice, or an aversion to other trans people, they would still display transphobic tendencies. Like if there's a trans person, for example, who constantly misgenders another trans person because they don't like them, or if they commit any behavior that I would deem a cis person transphobic for, I would still describe them as transphobic.
Okay, that's interesting. So yeah, my only request would be, I mean, I think if you are proud to be transgender, like as you should be, just, don't cause a ruckus. Just put trans in
Don't
front
cause
of
a
it.
ruckus.
Like
Okay,
trans man, trans
I'll
woman.
just
What's so wrong with
politely
that?
ask people to stop harassing my community. I'll just politely ask people to stop unaliving us. I'll politely ask Congress to stop passing laws that strip me of rights. If I just ask nicely, surely they'll listen, right?
Hey, Anastasia, can I just ask you a question?
I mean,
I think you do
we've
think
passed a lot
critically.
of
I
laws
do.
for the LGBTQ community
I
in the
know,
span of 10
I know,
years.
love.
So
I just
I
want to
think,
ask
yeah,
you a
just ask
question.
nicely.
Oh, thank you so much, friend. I just want to ask you a quick question, Anastasia. Can you think of any social movements or any or any marginalized community that has won acceptance off of the back of like not causing a ruckus?
I did kisses.
No.
Thank you for the sub. 4 months sub
Yeah,
here, guys. Thank you
so
for
in
the
this
fair
case unfortunately we have to cause a ruckus because there are some laws that have been passed. Some states have treated us well, but many states don't. And so I'm not going to go quietly. I'm not going to cause some kind I'm not going to sit here and just like let things slide and just not cause a ruckus just because it upsets some people. I'm like, in order to make an omelet, you got to break a few eggs, and in this case, like sometimes we're breaking the eggs with a conversation about trans women being women.
Anastasia,
I'm all for breaking eggs,
mhm.
but I think if you guys were looking to make more, like better conversation and actually get to people instead of them maybe coming up deflecting or coming up with harsh energy, I think maybe a change of the topic would be nice.
Do
So
your
maybe you could
own
see that
live,
people aren't really
Anastasia.
just transphobic. They're
Do your
probably just,
own live. Adora's gonna run her
I mean,
live how she's gonna
I
run her
wouldn't have to
live.
talk about this.
Okay, so why are you trying to police this
I get
live?
it. I get that.
And I
But then you can't be mad at people for
I get
how they
we can be
1 million.
mad.
I get
to have the
more
live
than a
start.
million views a week off of almost exclusively this background. 1 million views a week. That's how many people I can reach.
I
Governor
bet.
wait, Anastasia.
Mad
Governor
people
Ron
are easy to
wait,
reach.
one second. Governor Ron DeSantis said that Florida is where wokeness comes to unalive. And he supports these anti-LGBTQ plus bills. What do you think that means? If we put two and two together, what do you think that means?
What do you suppose it means?
A genocide, Anastasia. That is what it means. The eradication of
A
trans
genocide of
identities.
whom?
That is what they want to do. So you cannot tell trans people or the LGBTQ plus community to not be upset
Girl,
and not to have a
girl.
ruckus. What do you mean?
Girl,
They
a
are
genocide
literally
is a little
outing
far. A
LGBTQ
genocide is
plus
a little.
kids in
That is
Florida.
far. That is
So
dramatic.
How
let
is
me
that
let me
dramatic? How is that
Anastasia,
dramatic?
let me explain it to you.
That's a bit dramatic.
How is
Because
it?
that is a real thing that is a real
Especially
thing
with
that's being
all the
I know, Anastasia, I know, but I want to explain to you why that word is being used and not something softer. Because like genocide doesn't like you don't just day one like wake up and your government's all like actively like harming an entire group of people, right? Like you don't like it doesn't just happen overnight. There are stages and steps to this. As a matter of fact, the Holocaust Museum in Washington D.C. actually breaks down this amazing. Yes, Tabby. For the Tabby, you texted me. I know, I'll fix it. So these stages of genocide, like they build up things like dehumanizing, things like separation, things like the radicalization of the class that's not being targeted. These are active steps that are taken to make way to build that path to the genocide. And so I believe that right now it is like from that scale, there are 10 steps and we're currently at step 6.
Oh, so in other words, the war is like almost over?
No, it's far from all.
The opposite.
It's more that it takes time, and we're watching them make these moves in this direction that fit within these the confines of like these building blocks to make it to like full blown like unaliving things like that. The next step appears to be segregation. That appears to be what their next like little step here is. And so this is why we cannot just be quiet and we can't just sit here and not make noise and make a ruckus. We cannot sit here and just allow these things to continue to happen within the United States. We cannot sit here and just like be nice and calm. Believe you me, sometimes we need a good day. But we need a day to sit down and like have a good conversation and have some friendlies come up and like just have a sit down where we all just share our nice feelings. But sometimes in order to get the point across, we have to be abrasive. Like historically, you and I have already agreed, historically, not a singular movement has ever won that acceptance off the back of not being abrasive. So we have to be abrasive. We have to be. We don't have a choice. We are not in a position where we can play nice to try to appease the people with power. We can't appease them. We can only be the stick in the muds that we have to be to hold on to this movement.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can't do anything but I mean, I think it's cool, I think it's cool
vote.
people, fighting for their rights and stuff.
You can vote.
I think that's
can do
cool. I think that's
something.
real cool.
But you can do something. You can vote.
I think that's cool.
Right. You can vote blue.
Vote for who?
I'm saying you can do something. Hello?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can.
So, yeah, I would definitely look. I'm not gonna vote blue or nothing like that, but
okay.
Who are you gonna vote for?
Y'all,
So you're
Who are you gonna vote for?
y'all should
red,
definitely be
Anastasia?
able to fight.
Is
So
that
y'all
you?
ready
Thanks
to
with the
fight?
Crystal Twos. Who are you gonna vote for?
I mean, I'm not gonna talk about my political standpoints up here.
Wow.
You just said you're not gonna vote blue. Are you gonna vote red?
But
Are you going to vote red?
we all know.
Anastasia, this is an important part of this discussion because, like they said, this background, this whole "I am a woman" is the jumping off point to the deeper conversations of political advocacy. So in this case, this is a political conversation, and
look,
politics is a necessary part of it.
Honestly, has never been. My political standpoint has never been something that's like overpowers my decisions and stuff. Personally, me just watching your live, I've just seen a lot of lives like this, and I've just decided like, why not be happy and be take pride in saying trans? Like if that's the movement, because if I'm doing a movement
just had this
for
discussion
something,
Anastasia.
I'm gonna be sure to put that in front of
It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me.
No, I'm
that
not
we
backtracking.
just told you.
I'm not backtracking, I
No.
promise.
Where it's crazy
But
to
I'm
me
saying
that we
no.
just told you. We just
Oh,
told
she's
you.
mad. Oh
that-
my God.
Yes, I am upset because you have complete apathy. You do not care at
Calm down.
all
Calm
that
down.
what we just said.
Calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down.
Thank you so much for the
I
sub.
do
No,
care.
you
Anastasia,
did not.
Anastasia,
No,
I
love,
leave
can
it.
you,
care. I do care.
No,
Anastasia,
you do
love,
not
can we just
care.
actually have, like,
I
can
mean,
you
I
just
don't care
actually
that. Like,
answer who
I'm
you're gonna
not
vote
gonna like
for?
act like I care, like on my hands and knees.
You
Can
don't
you
care.
just actually just tell us who you're
Why
gonna
do
vote
y'all?
for so we can have
No,
that talk?
because no, I'm not gonna say who I'm gonna vote for because like I don't want to. I don't want to have to get
It's,
through this whole. Because then I'm gonna have to go through the
You
whole
don't
spiel
want
of
to.
why
You don't
I'm
want
doing it,
accountability for the
and I
fact
don't
that you're
got
going
time
to
to go
vote for
there.
people that are pushing forwards transgenocide. Because when you say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to vote for a Republican," that we're going to say, "Yeah, then you support transgenocide," and you don't want us to say that. So I'm going to say, anyways, the vote that you're going to make is going to support transgenocide.
But what if I said I wasn't? What if I said I wasn't voting at all? Then
then I
what?
would say,
Then
then
what
I
would
would
you
say
say?
that inactivity is
Uh,
just as bad.
yes, just as bad.
When you stand by and let something happen,
But all the way, you don't
you
know.
are not
Like I just
not
say you
helping.
don't know.
I do appreciate because I do like the little moniker, either get with it or get out of the way. So technically speaking, it's great that you're getting out of the way. However, I'm not. I don't accept. I don't find that to be an acceptable answer. That's just me.
Same.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's fine. That's
8
cool. That's
subs in 13
cool.
minutes, guys. Sub gifts
You
are now
know,
active.
I'm not trying
People's
to upset
humanities
anyone
is
or like
down the toilet.
move anyone's like ruffles or anything.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
It's just yeah, that was just one point I just had to make, you know. If I'm take
Can I
pride in
just
something, take pride
point
in
out
it,
that in this
put it in front
current
of it, it don't matter, you know.
can I just point out real quick, just in this current political climate, with the current sitting president and like the Republican majority that currently sits within office, that they've actually run multiple votes on like human rights, things like gay marriage and interracial marriage have actually been like, those are things that actually went up to be voted upon after Roe v. Wade was overturned, because they realized that just because something was ruled in Supreme Court doesn't mean it was safe or protected. So they ran a vote for both of those items, gay marriage and interracial marriage. Can you guess the only demographic that voted against gay marriage and interracial marriage? The only demographic. Republicans. That's the answer. Republicans.
I'm listening.
So, unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
a vote, not like as much as I hate the Democrats, because I really do. They're rotten apples, and they're no better than the rest of the whole tree. The whole tree gotta go, frankly. But right now, you can either pick the rotten apple, or you can pick the moldy one. And unfortunately, one of them wants to harm people, and one of them is currently doing nothing to help.
Well, in my case though,
Mm-hmm.
it's a little different for me because I am black, you know. So they both really moldy for me. So it comes down to
You think they're
lot
not
of other
moldy for me,
factors than
Bestie?
what you
You think
talking
they're
about.
not
But
moldy for me? I just said I don't like them.
they not as moldy. You could still take a bite. You probably be okay.
No, I can't. I
did you
can't, Anastasia. I just took like all of these trans bills that they've been telling you about. I have the president of the United States going in the State of a Union address saying, transgender people, we're behind you and we stand with you. And then did absolutely jack all. Did nothing. Did absolutely zero. Zippo nada. Didn't do a thing to help.
Yeah, they
Has
be
stood
lying.
by
They be
and
lying.
sat
They
on
do
his
be lying.
hands. So unfortunately, no, there's no good apple for me to take a bite out of. However, there is an apple that is significantly worse than the other. The one that is actively targeting marginalized groups. And not voting actually
So
makes
y'all
it
talking about
easier for those
Trump?
people
Like
to
y'all
get
don't
more
like Trump?
power.
Did you
What?
hear interracial part?
Y'all don't
Did you
like
hear the
Trump?
interracial
Y'all
marriage
don't
part,
mess with
Anastasia?
Trump?
The interracial marriage part. Did you hear
Yeah,
that part?
that doesn't concern me.
That doesn't concern you?
That don't concern
Wow.
me.
It doesn't
It
So
concern
you
don't.
just
you at
don't
all?
care about people that aren't
Because
you. That's what it is.
I'm not
If
like
someone isn't you, you don't care.
no, I'm pro black, so I don't. I'm pro black, so I don't
You're
really
pro black,
my
but you don't
views
care
on
about interracial
interracial
marriage.
dating or not. They kind of go with it, honestly.
Go with
No,
what?
I would not support interracial.
You
I
don't
wouldn't support
support interracial marriage?
relationships actually.
So any interracial marriage, just any at all,
No.
you just feel like their marriage should just be illegal
I
and not
mean,
just be okay?
Well, that's weird because I'm married to a black woman and I'm
No, but it
indigenous.
don't have to be
That's so
illegal.
weird.
I don't
That's
have to be illegal,
Okay,
interracial.
they
no.
want
But
it to
do I
be
support it
illegal,
and would I do
Anastasia. They
that?
want
No.
it to be illegal, is what they're saying. They want it to be
I mean,
illegal.
that's bad. You know, if you didn't, but it's bad. It sound bad, but
It's
you know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
hey, friend. If my friend Tabby, wonderful woman, wonderful advocate, wants to come up and touch this, because I'm going to be real. At this point, like, I not only am I frightened by the ideology that I'm hearing, but it's actually a point that is over my own head. I think it's over most of our heads here, outside of Michaela. But if you could get Tabby up here to talk on this, because this is.
Is Tabby their username?
Yeah, Tabby, it should just be Beatific Me.
Beatific Me?
Yeah, beatific.me. Picture of a very beautiful black woman. There you go.
You forgot I changed my name to Royalty Range.
I'm so sorry. I don't keep track of you. I guess you weren't that important, but.
Oop.
JK, please. My phone is almost dead, and I'm feeling very alarmed. So please, genuinely.
Be interesting.
So, Anastasia, don't know that a lot. So, I saw in your bio they have pro-black advocate. Is that what that is?
Pro-black indeed.
So you do realize transphobia is actually rooted in a lot of anti-blackness, right?
No.
Like, you cannot be pro-black and be
I won't.
transphobic.
I'm not. No. That's not in the same, that's not even in the same category. So I'm not gonna do that. Because when you talk about
It
black
is,
women,
though.
black women have never been seen as women in the first place.
But
So when you're talking about
So what I'm
no,
pointing
they don't even
out,
go in the same.
hear me out. What I'm pointing out is that a lot of transphobia that we see today actually also has a lot of roots in anti-blackness. So, for example, the arguments that people use to try to say that trans women shouldn't be in sports is the exact same arguments they used against black women, saying that we were masculine, saying that we were not women.
But do you not see where the difference comes in?
Where you're going to point out is the difference is actually a lot of, again, still rooted in transphobia, which is also rooted in anti-blackness. What is the difference?
Because I came out the womb black. Because I came out the womb black.
You came out the womb
trans. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I came out the womb black. It's not something that I could change.
To be clear.
Or alter.
To be clear, black is a social construct in the way that that a lot of white supremacy made in order to separate us from from being human.
But it's now something that we embrace in order to continue fighting to be validated as humans.
Yeah,
so
it's
we embrace
something
blackness.
We embrace in aspects of we should not be persecuted for being black, just like trans people should not be persecuted for being trans. So when you sit here and say, when you try to make a separation, you're just doing the exact same thing that white people were doing to us and still currently do to us. There are a lot of people today who still try to masculinize black women. We see that with Serena Williams. We see that with a lot of black women who are in sports, a lot of black women who aren't in sports, who automatically get masculinized because of our black features. But if you're already using the exact same rhetoric that white people use against us, against trans people, you're doing the exact same thing as white supremacists.
What rhetoric have I used that is the same exact as the rhetoric used against black people? Like what rhetoric have I used?
Why don't you acknowledge trans women as women?
I didn't say I did. I just said, would it not make sense to put trans in front of that? Why is that so hard?
They are still women. It's a categorization of women.
Okay, but is it not a different category?
It just is different as
I mean,
black
I can
women
say
is from
blue,
white
I
women.
can say royal blue, but it makes a big difference, though,
are
don't
they
it?
not? Are they not still women?
It's in the same family.
I'm
if
asking
I say
you,
a
yes
rat
or no,
and
are they
a
not still
hamster,
women?
does it not make a difference?
There's white
It's still
woman.
a
But
category of
it's
woman. Yeah.
it's about as much of a difference as putting black in front of woman, but we're still going to acknowledge them as women. When I say woman, I'm including everybody would fall in the category of women. So if I say woman, does that automatically, do I need to put the black woman in front of it to acknowledge the black woman as woman? Or the
Repeat
white
that question.
when you try to say that why can't we just put trans in front of women, we do that when we're specifically talking about trans women. When we're talking about women as a whole, trans women should already be included in that title. Woman is just the umbrella term for multiple different types of women, including black women, plus size women. Like we can put a bunch of different descriptors in front of the word woman, but they're just meant to describe the type of woman that we're talking about. So why is it that you're requiring that trans women be put in front of there? But okay, if white women were to say, well, if you want to talk about black women, why don't you specifically just put black in front of women? Separate them from the rest of the women.
I would agree with that. If I'm talking about women and I'm talking about black women, I would put black women in front of it.
Yes,
Like,
but
how is
it
that
says
not a hard
prove
concept to understand?
but
I'm
she is
not going to
also a
go to the
woman.
pet store and say, I want a rat, and they hand me a hamster.
Yeah,
That's
those are
that's a
different
difference.
species.
They're
Those
in
are
the same
different
family,
species. But
but it's
wait,
a different. It's still
those are
different,
different
but they're in
species.
the same family.
But those are different species. Women are not different
Okay, and
species. We're all
these are
human.
different sexes, but they're different sexes.
Sex and gender are not the same thing, though. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about gender.
Why is it so hard to separate the two?
Why is it so hard for you to separate sex and gender?
How are you going to fight when you're fighting for something?
Answer my question. Why
You
aren't you
have to
separating sex and
allow to be
Thank you for
gender?
the Ferris
removed
wheel.
from the general population.
Can you
Anastasia,
answer?
I got Ferris wheel to kick you. You have a good day.
Oh, no. Okay.
Getting so tired
That
of
is
it doesn't
that is
affect
really
me, so
sad.
it doesn't concern me. But I'm an
I,
ally.
I that is really sad because like that is like legitimately, if anybody could have broken her out of this weird like I don't care about things like interracial marriage or like gay marriage things. I felt like it's Tabby, and so unfortunately I think that she's going to continue with that mindset because that's a really scary mindset. Like it doesn't affect me, so I don't care is
It's
alarming.
it's a slippery slope mindset for especially, I'm gonna say, as a black woman, especially for cisgender black women to have, because again, as I stated earlier, a lot of the things that we see happen to trans women in the veins of trying to separate them from womanhood historically have happened to cisgender black women and still happen to today. The masculinization of trans women has the masculinization of cisgender black women. We see that with the way that they treat Serena Williams, the harm that happens to trans women within the medical field, and the ignoring of their issues within the medical field. We see that happen with black women in the medical field. The harm that comes to our bodies, the harm that comes to us, the unliving rates that happen. That a lot of that happens to cisgender black women, and so there's an aspect where we can relate. While it will never be the same issue, like there's an aspect where we can relate and try to understand trans people and realize that when we push transphobic rhetoric, it's going to push anti-black rhetoric. I've seen so many cisgender black women on this app be called a man, be asked if they were trans as a way to sit here and say, "Ooh, I perceive you as a man because of your black features," which oftentimes get masculinized.
Can I just say, the 1.5 thousand people here, I would heavily endorse Tabby's platform, and many people who struggle with entering my server because of the questionnaire. If you go ahead and follow Tabby and like listen to the lives that she frequents, you might struggle a lot less with those questionnaires. So I could not endorse any of you following Tabby enough, because that is a wealth of information that I feel that many people like have left untapped.
Oh, and I will
Well,
say,
I went to follow Tabby, but I found out that I already was following Tabby.
what We be in the same spaces. We be in indie spaces. So yeah, I already follow you. But I also said definitely follow Pedro
Goose went to
too.
go follow you and was surprised to find that you already followed him. Because
Goose and
it's
I
Goose,
have
so
been
he
mutuals.
listen. It's Goose. All right, don't blame him. All right, you know Goose.
All right.
I love you, Tabby.
Love you. You can drop me back down if you want. I've been listening.
It's
Okay.
completely up to you.
By the way, a small toddler just screamed, "I love you, Tabby."
I love you too.
Say, "I love you, Tabby."
I love you, Chubby.
Perfect.
Love you.
Don't say boomer. All right, guys, tap that screen. Let's see how many likes we can get. We're coming up on the end of the live. We are going to skip Adore After Dark tonight. We're just going to keep rolling till 10:30, guys. We're going to keep going with debates. No Adore After Dark. Hey there, Mel. How you doing? I am not in the mood for a wind down. I just want to keep digging in.
You know what? After everything going on, I'm with you. I am not in the mood for a wind down either.
Yeah.
It is very difficult for me right now to maintain my nice little moderators like behavior, but this isn't too important right now.
How you doing, Midamita? Hello? Did I completely butcher your name and now you're like, now don't want to talk to me because you're mad at me? Hello? You there? Midamita? Hello? Okay, next guest. See if we can hit 300,000 likes, guys. That should be an easy one. You guys have already done some huge goals today, so this 300,000 one should be easy. Also, if you're enjoying these conversations, please give me a follow right up here. I go live twice a day, almost every day, and please follow my amazing panel. They're all fantastic people. Here to debate. That is this person's name. Here to debate. You have an echo? It's gone. Okay. Hello?
How are you?
How are you today? Doing all right. How old are you? Fantastic. And can you prove that I am not a woman?
The
Hold on,
comments
guest. Hold
can't
on,
hear
guest.
you.
Hold on, guest. Can you do me a favor and mute and unmute yourself? Down at the bottom it says Mike. All right, sound check. Go ahead and talk, guest, and we'll see if the comments can hear you.
I can hear you. Can chat hear you?
Still can't
Hello,
hear
chat.
him. Still can't hear. Okay, maybe dropping down and bring him back up.
Wait,
Yeah, I'll bring it back up.
before doing that, can they try swiping to their main screen and then coming back to see if that works
You can try
before
that.
they
Yeah,
drop?
just go to your phone home screen and come back. All right, guys. In the meantime, tap away. Tap, tap, tap. Oh, they ended up dropping. If you can still hear me, I'm gonna give you like 30 seconds to re-request. I'm not seeing them in re-request in the requests. Oh, there we go.
There, I'm in. Hello?
Better. All right. Comments. Can you hear him?
Can you hear me now?
Go ahead and speak. Yeah, there you go. Cool. That's good. Awesome. Go ahead with your arguments.
How old are you, please?
Yeah, I'm 20.
Fantastic. What year were you born?
I was born in 2003.
Okay, fantastic. Go for it.
All right, yeah. I had a few arguments, regarding the whole life. A lot of things have been talked about.
But one of the arguments is that I think it's very hurtful for the community of women about how you guys are trying to
How
defend
am I hurting
yourself.
myself by acknowledging that I'm a woman?
Because biologically you are not a woman.
Elaborate.
Elaborate. You weren't born with the traits or private parts that a woman has when she is
Not all
born.
cis women are born with the private parts necessary to give birth.
Okay, but that is a condition. If a woman is not
No, it
born
isn't.
with,
It's not. It's not a condition because, like I just said, not all women are born with the parts necessary to have babies.
okay, that's a completely different thing. If a woman is born without the ability to produce children, that means that she is an unfertile woman. She is still a
So
woman.
you're willing to make exception for cis women, but you're not willing to make an exception for trans women. Why?
Yeah, because it is extremely damaging to like actual cis women that there are people like the ones in the
Explain.
slides
Explain.
that try.
What damage? What damage is my community doing to yours?
You are invading women's spaces and trying to make it okay. That's
Yeah,
just the
no,
argument.
I asked you just to explain how we are damaging your community. Just because we are using women's spaces as trans women, just because trans men are using men's spaces, does not mean we are causing you harm. You need to give me an example of us causing you harm.
Yeah, okay. Starting by the fact that there have been more sexual assault cases in the past 3 years.
You better have the
By
data to back that up.
absolutely, I have the data. You could go and look at it for yourself.
Fantastic. Give it to me. Got my keyboard right here.
There's no specific data. Look it up.
No. You made the
No
claim. You made the
specific
claim.
data,
Back
yet
it.
I'm quoting your
You
specific
guys are,
data.
yeah, you guys are just mad because the internet told you to be. Like, you guys got bored in quarantine and just started making up stuff as you went. Like, the boredom got way, I don't
What?
know.
I'm
Do you
sorry.
even know how to debate? Like what?
Do you
Yeah, you
understand
guys are
the
just
do
mad.
you
And every
understand the
time that
state of the
someone is
government
pointing
right
out what
now?
is
Wait.
right,
Do you understand the state of the government right now and the
yeah, what about
legislation that they're passing?
yes, what about the government? What does that
Yeah,
have to do with
they
what we're talking
okay,
about
you're
right
saying
now?
we're making things up. There are over 500 plus bills that are anti-LGBTQ plus.
Okay,
So how is that
and
making something up?
no, I'm saying that in quarantine of 2020, when this whole thing started, people started making things up, and here we have
Uh,
individuals like you guys
How are we
that
making
are
things?
hurting yourselves by doing these
respectfully,
lives.
Okay, but what
respectfully,
about
Yeah,
the
go ahead, go
500
ahead.
plus bills? What about
Yeah, what
them?
about
Is that
the
made
bills?
up? They're
Um,
anti-LGBTQ plus. That's
I'm
what
sorry,
we
Tabby has
know.
her hand up, by the way. Just want to point that out, just because nobody's really doing the hand raise thing here. But whenever you guys have the
I'm
moment.
trying to be respectful.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
hello?
Oh, I can go. I'm asking Elizabeth. Adorna, can I go? Or
Yes. You.
okay.
Sorry.
So
Yep.
what? See, that's why I was reading it because I wanted Adorna to give me permission to go ahead. What I was gonna say is, when you bring up and this is again, it won't sound like a broken clock because I keep thinking about stuff like this. When you bring up females being an indicator of someone being woman, did you know that not too long ago, even though black women were assigned the role of female, that doesn't they still separated them from women and associated as more of animals. In fact, when you look up the father of gynecology, he got that title by studying female bodies, and he was only able to do that because he had black women slaves who he didn't acknowledge as women, so he did not give them anesthesia and literally ripped them apart to study the inner workings of a female body. And he did that and was allowed to do that because even though they were seen as female, they were not seen as women. So under what basis do you connect female with womanhood? Because let's be very clear, not every cis woman was seen as woman, even if they were female.
Okay, absolutely. This, first of all, I never brought race into the equation. I never brought in women, black
Well,
women.
you said cis women.
Yeah,
Black women
cis
are both
women.
cis and trans. So are you
Of
just
course.
excluding black women in this conversation?
No, I am excluding trans women
But
who are damaging to the women
then you
community
have to
overall.
include cisgendered black women in that conversation who were not seen as women on the basis of female for a long time.
I'm very confused. How are trans identities harming womanhood? I'm very confused.
By invading women's spaces.
What do you mean
Like,
by okay? How?
But you
Okay,
don't include
show
black
some
women in those
data because you
spaces.
showed no data.
I
Show
don't
us
have
some
to
data.
show,
Yes,
yeah,
you do. Yes, you
I don't
do.
have to show
If
any
you're
data
saying
because
that a
this is
group
something
is,
that is being seen every
if
single
you're
day.
going to go in front of 1,000 people and say that a group is causing harm to another, you need to have some data to back that up. You can't just say that
Yes,
arbitrarily. Like that's horrible.
I am not talking about physical harm. I'm talking about the damage that it is causing to the women community. I'm talking
How is
about
it
women who are
damaging
cis.
then? What is that? Okay, if it's not physical harm, then what damage?
Let's just first start that biological men who are born with, the private areas that pertain to a man, are just trying to. Men are always going to try to bring
Thank you for
women
the sub.
down. Huh?
Consciously, thank you.
Okay, all of these are not points because trans
They're
women are not
absolutely
men.
points because
No,
here
they're
we have
not points
men
at all.
dressing up
Trans
as a
women
woman
are
and
not
invading.
men. Trans women are not men.
I never said that.
How
Yeah,
do you
you
debate,
literally
but then
did.
you
Yeah,
You
don't
yeah.
literally
finish
Yes,
just
I
did.
sentences?
literally
Then
didn't.
what was the point of you bringing that up? You were saying that men are always trying to bring people down. How is that relevant for the question that I asked you? How are
Okay.
how are trans identities ruining womanhood? Like I'm just confused.
Okay, are you gonna let me speak though?
Okay, so answer that question.
Yes, we have biological men dressing up as women, taking up a whole identity and invading women's spaces where it's exclusively for us. And for example, they're calling breastfeeding chest feeding now. It's breastfeeding.
No,
It has
no,
always
they're
been
not.
breast. Yes, they absolutely
No, they're
are.
And
not.
nobody's biologically a man. You're biologically male.
It's like she
Um,
skipped over the entire point that I made about how female was never until like recently assigned with women, because again, if that was the case, they wouldn't be allowed to literally use chainsaws to experiment on black women to by the father of gynecology, who again like is still heralded for his brutal experiments on black women under the basis that they were female and not women.
yes, you guys will never experience what being a woman is. And I'm talking about trans women, like the one making this life. That's what's actually making the cisgender community dislike you guys, just
Absolutely
because.
not. No.
Absolutely, yes.
No,
Absolutely,
I'm
yes.
Absolutely.
okay.
Mhm.
I am
You guys just.
cisgender. You cannot say, wait, I'm cisgendered. You do not represent the cisgender community at all, especially cisgender women. You do not represent us all.
How do I not? I am a woman and
I'm
I
also
am.
a cisgender woman.
I'm also a cisgender woman.
And you do not
So
represent
Okay,
any of us.
And
that's
clearly, you
fine.
don't
I am my
even.
own person. I don't
You,
have to represent anything. I am my own person. And you
The
guys just,
cisgender woman,
again,
but I'm hot at
you
least.
Okay,
get
so tell me why being transphobic is beneficial to womanhood, because you're being transphobic. So why do you think that's beneficial?
I am absolutely not transphobic. I'm just.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
but I'm not. Like, you're mad because, again, the
You
internet
have an
told you to be mad.
aversion to trans women using women's spaces, do you not?
I absolutely do not. I have.
You don't? So
yeah.
they can use women's spaces?
I have a problem with trans women negatively affecting women's spaces that are exclusively for us.
What? You just said you didn't have a problem.
How?
Now you said you do have a problem.
So it's either you
What?
have an
Have you
aversion to
not
it
been
or you
listening
don't.
to? Yeah. Okay, if you guys would let me speak, maybe I could get my point across.
Okay, tell me if you have
You
an
have
aversion
been
to it.
speaking.
Yeah, I don't have anything against trans women. I have a problem with the way that it's damaging my community.
Okay,
So you do have
Yeah,
a
you can't give an
problem.
example.
Yeah, you haven't given us an
can you
example. I'm saying,
can you
I told an
specify what
example
your
and you.
community is?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seriously.
I gave you guys an example and you spoke over me like you've been doing with the past guests that have been coming on here. And every time they say something that's correct, you kick them out. So obviously, no one's gonna win on
You're
here.
talking right now.
Okay. So let me
So
talk.
no one is speaking over you.
Thank you for the sub,
But you
Nikki.
have been.
Did
I
you
just want
even
to answer
give
the
your
question.
statistics on these, what was it, trans women causing issues or whatever you said?
Yes, how many women are not raped in public bathrooms because men who want to
You
be
cannot
Can't use
dressed
that
say
word on
you
TikTok.
can't use that word on TikTok. So you
what's
have
the
an
word?
aversion. So answer the
No,
question.
what
Do
word?
you have an aversion to trans women using women's spaces?
I said that I have a problem with trans women negatively invading women's spaces.
Okay,
What
okay.
does that mean?
That doesn't make any sense. It's either you have an aversion to it or you don't.
Look, for example, sports.
Do you have an
How are they negatively affecting sports?
Okay, a trans woman is born a man with the man private parts,
Male.
with the testosterone. How are you going to let a biological man into women's sports? They obviously will have an advantage.
No.
So you have
Yes,
an
they
aversion to
will.
them playing
Again, the
sports.
same argument they used against cisgendered black women not too long ago, but they still
I am
do.
not talking about
Okay, but
race.
you're doing
I'm not.
okay, but you're doing okay. What I'm saying is you have an aversion to. Do you know what
good, though.
aversion means?
Yes, I know what aversion is.
Okay, so you have an aversion to trans women having access to women's spaces, including sports.
Absolutely.
Okay, that means you're transphobic.
I am not transphobic.
Okay, what does transphobic mean?
It says it in the word transphobia. It's pretty much common sense.
Are you
Means
only
pretty
using half the
Except no one ever
definition of
knows the definition.
Nope.
How is it common sense? It's not common sense. You have to either know the definition or
I
not.
am
Do
not
you know the definition?
transphobic. I would
And so,
never, first of all, I would never discriminate against a trans woman.
You are.
that's what you just
But
said.
I'm not.
You
But
just
I'm
Okay,
said
what
that
really
they
does
not.
can't go
aversion
into.
mean? What does
You said they
aversion
can't play
mean?
sports. I'm sorry, too, Spring.
No, it's
But
okay.
you
Aversion.
don't
What
get
does?
it.
Sorry. What does aversion mean?
It's a strong dislike towards an idea, an
Okay,
opinion, a
so
person.
trans women are not allowed to use the same spaces as cisgender women, is what you're getting at.
Yeah,
Which is rooted in transphobia. Do you not see this?
I am not transphobic though.
Who do you think is to decide if you're a transphobe? You or trans people?
Excuse me?
I agree with you, Goose. Who do you think gets to decide if you're transphobic? You or the trans community? Thank you so much, business for the stop.
I would never discriminate against anybody. I don't care if you're a trans woman, if you're a cis
Okay.
male. I would.
So trans women can use cisgender spaces. Okay, good. So we've moved on. That's great.
I'm
You
talking
grew
about,
as a human being.
for
It's
example, yeah,
amazing.
bathrooms. I'm talking
Yay,
about
thank
bathrooms.
you.
I'm talking about sports.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're not going to discriminate, you're not going to discriminate against trans women using restrooms that align with
If
their
I saw
gender.
a trans woman in a bathroom with me, I would absolutely not say nothing and keep myself in the bathroom, not say anything. But I don't prefer it. I wouldn't like it. I would feel, in fact, unsafe in that matter.
You would have
Yeah,
an
okay, so
aversion to.
we're negatively impacting these spaces, not by actually jeopardizing your safety, but because when you see us, you feel
You have an
in
aversion.
danger. You have an aversion to trans people. You're adverse to them. You feel uneasy or uncomfortable in their presence. They make you feel like you're in danger, which is an aversion. Phobia does not just mean fear. It means fear and or aversion. So when you have an aversion to trans people, that would by definition put
Shame.
you within the category of transphobia.
Your point?
The point is that when we're in order to solve an issue, the first thing that we have to do is admit that there is an issue to solve. And in this case, it would be transphobia, where you have some transphobia that's here. But the first step is actually to be like, okay, yeah, I have an aversion to trans people. They make me uncomfortable. They make me feel like I'm in danger. Like
But
that's the first step to admit. But you
I
just
just
did.
feel like women's spaces should be exclusively for women's spaces, especially.
And
What do you
trans
know? I'm
women
a
are
woman. I
women.
can use a trans
But
a
they're
women's
not.
space.
But they're not.
Royalty. Thank you so much, Dave, for this. I appreciate you. What would it cost you to validate trans identities?
What if
But
it costs me absolutely nothing to validate trans identities?
Oh, I asked the wrong person. I'm sorry. I totally asked the wrong person. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Oh my
absolutely
god.
nothing.
I'm like, wait, did she just say that?
Here to debate. What on earth would it cost you to validate trans identities? What does it cost you to affirm us as we are?
I thought, wait, hold up. I thought the point was to prove how you aren't a woman, not
Yeah,
to prove
that's like the entryway to the conversation. But this is like
yeah.
where we are right now. What would it
No, why
cost you? Yeah, because honestly, there's more going on. That like this is like an imperative question to ask you. What would it cost you to affirm a trans person's identity?
I told you, I am not transphobic.
Yeah, well, what would it cost you to affirm a trans person's identity?
It would not cost me anything.
So
Right.
trans women should be able to use the women's restrooms then, right?
Stop copying my answer.
No,
And trans women are women, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about the people in here trying to get
Fantastic.
across.
But that's the whole thing. Is I'm trying to ask you about trans people in general.
No, and all of you are mad because the internet told you to be.
I'm not mad. Rather than doing, I'm sorry. Hi. I just want to actually meet you as like a proper person, and maybe you can see my face and we can be like a little bit more human here. Hi, my name is Andromeda. I'm a trans woman. I was transgender before COVID hit the United States. Like I already knew, I was already out. So that weird thing that you're trying to do right there, but that's not applicable to me. And I'm not mad. I'm not mad at you. So, what would it cost you to affirm a trans person's gender? This is a two-parter, but if you could give me some kind of answer there so I can get to my second part.
It would not cost me anything.
So it doesn't cost you anything to agree that trans women are women.
I'm talking about exclusively trans women on this live that come on this live.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. I'm asking you, what does it cost you to understand that trans women are women?
Nothing,
to affirm trans women as being women.
Yes, but with the arguments and the propaganda, it's honestly not going to go through my head because that's how it is.
Perfect. I honestly don't care about the arguments. It's not propaganda. This isn't what propaganda is. I think that's honestly an alarmist thing to say. So yeah, I'm a lesbian woman too. So I would like to continue. Do you know what it costs us when you don't affirm our gender? Do you know how expensive it is to not affirm trans people? Do you know how much it costs? Not me. It's not going to cost me anything. You can call me whatever, but I am not all trans people. And there are trans people who do not quite have the wherewithal that I do. So do you know what it costs some trans people to not affirm their gender?
No, I don't know. Listen for me.
It costs everything. Do you know what the suicidal ideation rate or suicidal attempt rate among trans adults is? Adults, mind you.
Nope.
42%. Do you know what that rate is for children? Trans children?
Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, it's important. Because this is the whole point. This is the whole point to this conversation. 54%.
Yeah, kids.
54%. If you sit, I understand. Unfortunately, it is included. 54% is among trans youth for you to not affirm people's gender.
Yeah.
Yet you don't like it because trans people make you feel unsafe, but it costs some trans people everything. Everything that they are, everybody that they love, it costs them. That's the purpose of this conversation. That's why being a woman for trans people is so important. That's why. It costs everything.
Cost you nothing, cost us everything.
Yeah, it costs us our women's spaces who are for exclusively women.
What are you so you're just going to ignore everything that was just said?
Yep, she is.
You just got complete apathy for trans people.
Fucking disgusting.
That's not propaganda, babes. That's PubMed. That's not propaganda. That is actual scientific journals.
All right, and the kids.
And what you're
that
saying?
they
Oh my gosh! Thank you so much, Mel.
All right, goodbye here to debate. I hope that your gods grant you every single thing that you deserve. Thank you so much.
It's funny that
Mel,
she
you
was here
didn't
to
have to do that.
debate,
You
but
could have
couldn't
just
debate.
picked. But thank you. Thank you.
She couldn't debate for
So again,
someone who's here to debate.
what are the 4 Ds of narcissism? Did we deny,
Uh,
dismiss?
duck, dodge, dip, and dive.
Yeah, yeah, that's another way. Yeah.
That's another way to frame it.
All right, guys, we got about 17 minutes left, so let's get ourselves another wrap up. Tap that screen. I see we're up at 324,000 likes. That's amazing. Let's hit 350.
I didn't even get a chance to tell her that I play women's sports. Oh my god.
Oh no, man. Oh no.
What?
Guys, if you're enjoying this, please give me a follow. I go live twice a day, almost every single day. Also follow my amazing panel. They're all fantastic people and good friends. I'm happy to finally meet Royalty. I think I met Royalty recently, but
Tabby.
Yes.
Her name is Tabby.
Tabby.
Yes,
Tabby. Okay. When is tomorrow's live? Tomorrow's a normal day, so 9 a.m. and then 8 p.m. Eastern.
I'm sorry. I'm going to take a couple minutes to step away because
Okay. Thank you.
that
Thank
little
you,
bit,
Andromeda.
that little bit took a bit out of me.
I feel it.
Thank
I
you,
feel it.
friend.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi, Prince. Oh, shit.
Also, if you do subscribe, you get access to the Best Friend Squad Discord right down here. So it's worth it. It's a lifetime subscription. How you doing today, Erica? Erica, you with me? Eating some chips?
Hello?
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 Erica?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How old are you, please?
43.
43. Fantastic. And can you prove that I'm not a woman?
You weren't born a woman.
Nobody is.
Okay, you were born a baby, and then you turned into a man.
No, that I turned into I was born a baby. I became a girl
Little boy,
between the
and
between the ages of 3 and 7, and then at the age of maturity, I became a woman. Baby, girl, woman.
Okay,
That was
I'm
my
gonna
life
talk about
trajectory.
that woman who was talking about male in her spaces.
Yeah, no, we don't talk about
You,
previous
you don't
guests.
have to be. You
That's
don't have to
we
be a
do not
trans
talk about
man.
previous guests.
You don't have to be a trans man to be afraid of. I'm sorry. You don't have to be transphobic to be not want a trans woman in your space, because I have been raped and kidnapped by men, and
Okay,
there
you cannot use that word on TikTok. I'm sorry that happened.
the
You
R
cannot use that
word.
word on
Sorry.
TikTok. Okay.
I have been R'd and SA'd and kidnapped by men, and I don't feel comfortable. I don't care if it's a trans woman; it's still a man, and there
R.
have been men that do attack
Okay.
women in bathrooms,
Shut up.
and yes, it's true. Look
Stop
it up on
talking.
Google.
Stop talking.
Yeah,
You
every
are
time
not.
have
You
somebody
are
who speaks
not
the truth,
going to
you
say
tell them to
that
shut up
my
and you cut them
community
off.
is responsible for that kind of
Every
stuff.
time. I've seen
No,
your lives.
you are
It's
not going to
BS.
say that. My community is not responsible for that kind of behavior.
But it happens. You might not be responsible personally, but it does
No,
happen.
my community is not responsible for it.
Then who
You
does it?
even said that men are the problem. Trans women are not men.
Okay, they have penises, okay? A
They're
lot of
not
them have
men.
penises, okay? And I don't feel comfortable being as our victim. I don't feel comfortable. I don't care if they dress as women. In my mind, they still can attack me, and I
Thank you
don't
for the
feel
stop.
safe around
I'm
them.
sorry. Are you the only? Why are you
I'm not the
acting
right
as if
person for
you're
this.
possibly the only R
You don't have to be
victim on this panel?
transphobic to fear men in the bathroom, and they don't belong in women's sports either.
Okay,
Because
But
the
it's not
Erica,
DNA,
let's.
I mean, what
I'm gonna
happened to
take
Riley Gaines was completely just that was just not right.
Erica. I'm gonna take this step. I'm gonna calm down a little bit. Your trauma, while completely valid, is not the responsibility of the trans community.
Yes,
We
but
cannot
there have
know
been
your
attacks
trauma.
in
It is
bathrooms by trans women.
your trauma is not my community's responsibility. It is yours.
Okay, but there have been attacks by trans women in the
Can
bathroom.
you where do you get that?
Substantiate that.
Source.
Substantiate that.
It's all over the place. I mean,
Then good, find it.
Then it's
So
easy for you to find.
Look it up.
okay, hold on. I'll look it up and do.
good.
All right. In the meantime, everyone tap away, tap and tap and share.
I don't know why
I
a criminal
really
can't
want to
be
know where
responsible.
she's searching this from DuckDuckGo. I just want to go to the same place.
Yeah.
But
We'll
why
find out
can't
when
the
she comes
criminal be responsible? Why does the trans community? I
I
don't
know.
understand. The criminal should be the one responsible, nobody else, but the criminal.
I'm sorry for coming in that hot, guys.
No,
No,
you're
It's good to come in that
justified.
hot.
no.
Don't apologize. This is a really old argument that no one could ever back up.
It's also a bit of she's trauma dumping, and she's directing her trauma at the wrong people. In a sense, it's easier to punch down than to punch up when it comes to going through trauma. So instead of punching at cis men, she's punching at trans women. And she acts like she's the only R-word survivor on this panel, which is...
While we wait, just a reminder to everyone that on Friday, Mel and I are doing our little duo live. Oop, I got Cash Apps to kick. Enjoy doing your research, but you're going to be doing it for some other conversation in the future, not right now. Goodbye, Erica. Thank you so much for the Cash App.
Yes, Friday.
Oh, okay.
Friday, we will give you a time when we figure it out.
Yes.
We have the day, so step one.
That reminds me of me because I set up a time to hang out with my
Thanks so
friend
much.
Lena, who's like super socially anxious. We're supposed to hang out this Saturday, but I still haven't given her a time, so that's probably not helping her social anxiety.
You better give her a time. Stop playing around with Lena's time like that.
Oh man, not having a time. Yeah. Like, even when I have plans, like up until the moment of the plans, I will still be texting him like, we still on? We still on?
I just wanted you to know my DuckDuckGo search didn't bring anything up.
Not surprised. Okay, we're gonna bring up another guest.
But it's all
Next
over.
time, can you duck stop?
It's all over the place.
Hello, Bronco. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing all right. How old are you, please?
I'm 42.
Fantastic. And can you prove to me that I'm not a woman?
No, I can't. I just really wanted to say real quick that, okay, so I'm perfectly fine with anybody, coming into my restroom as far as if they're looking like a female, because if I wouldn't be really comfortable with a trans man coming into my bathroom because I wouldn't
Okay.
know that they're a woman. They look like a man. You know what I'm saying?
Hang on.
So,
Can you tell me what a transgender man is?
well, he's a man.
Correct. A transgender man is a man.
Right.
But
Right.
can I get a little more detail about that? What kind of man is a transgender man?
What do you mean? What kind is a man?
Is a transgender man male or female?
Well, transgender man is a female that has trans into a man. There you go.
Okay, fantastic. We're on the same page. Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Okay, so that's why I was saying a
Transitions, not trans, but yeah,
yeah,
transitions.
transition. Sorry. So, anyways, what my point was is that you have so many people that are saying they want them to use the restroom with the genitalia they were born with, but that doesn't make sense because, I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't feel comfortable
Okay.
with a trans man coming into my bathroom because to me he looks like a man and he is a man. Because, so I would be like, okay, why is this man coming into my bathroom? So I would think it would be the same way. I can't expect a trans woman to go into a man's bathroom because the man would be like, yo, lady, why are you in here? You know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous, Use the bathroom that you feel like you feel more comfortable in and that you look like, I mean, it's just that
We
simple.
gotta stop with the that you look like part. That ideology has literally cost people their lives. A cisgender woman was recently unalived because someone thought that she looked like a man, but she wasn't. She wasn't even a transgender woman.
Oh,
She was just a woman, and someone thought she looked like a man, so they unalived her.
Oh wow.
yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
Are you talking about the black cisgender woman who was unalive by that man? Only for him to turn
so
around
this
and say
is
he would have done it anyway. Yeah.
also another reason why I feel like it would just be best to have like if you went into like a mall or something like that, it'd just be best to have like maybe 15 individual bathrooms where everybody can go in and by themselves, you know, just you have 15 individual bathrooms and you go in there and you're the only one in there and then you can have like a sink or something outside, but then you wouldn't have to worry because me personally, I don't really feel comfortable
That's what
using.
stalls are.
Huh?
Stalls are individual
No, no, no,
rooms.
no. I know, but you have to go into a big community bathroom to go into the stall. That's what I mean. Like it should just be like a single, like 15, 20, like at
You're
your home. You
breaking
know,
up.
you have
You're breaking up.
just your single bathroom. You know.
Like indoor outhouse,
Okay, I'm sorry. Like at your home, huh?
like indoor outhouses or
I'm sorry.
indoor porta potties.
Well, I mean, like in your own house, like when you have a half bath, you know, and your half bath is just a toilet and a sink. Something like that. There should be like 15 or 20 of them. So when you go in there, it's just you. What would be so
I
hard
mean,
about
I
them
definitely
doing that?
advocate for better stalls. But what I would like to see is a normal door for a stall rather than those flimsy little pieces of garbage. I would like to see the doors have no gaps between the structure and the door. I would like to see them go all the way to the ceiling, all the way to the ground. That's what I would
Exactly. I
like to see
mean, I would,
for bathroom
yeah,
stalls. But other than that, I don't think we really
exactly.
need any other kind of changes for bathrooms.
Right. Well, exactly. That would be sufficient in my opinion as well. Because like I just don't really feel comfortable myself even going into a woman's bathroom or any public bathroom because you know it's still like people can see in between those little crevices if they really want to, you know. So anyways,
Yeah,
that's
I don't understand how it's gotten this bad for stalls. Like seriously, like there was more privacy in outhouses.
right. But anyways, that's all I had to say. But I understand what you're saying about. I wasn't really meaning like what they look like, but I was just saying like
Okay.
you understand. So I'm.
Okay. Well, I am limited on time, so I'm going to try to bring
Nope.
up one
Yep.
more guest. So I'm going
Have
to
a
drop
good
you down,
night.
and you have a good day.
You too. Thank you. I'm gonna follow you.
Bye.
If you want, you can bring up two more guests because I gotta drop down. So I gotta wash my hair tonight.
All right.
See
Have a
y'all.
good one. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Shannon Long. That's a familiar name. I've spoken with this person before. Hello, Shannon. How you doing?
Hi, sweetie. How are you? How you been?
Doing all right. I know I've spoken to you before.
Yes, of
So
course. A couple
what would you
times.
like to talk about?
Okay, so here's my thing about the bathroom thing. You're gonna do one, two, or three things. You're gonna do number one, you're gonna do number two, or you're gonna change the cotton pad ball in between your legs and you wash your hands and you go out, right? That's the bathroom,
Yep,
right?
exactly. Yep.
So what's the big deal if you're a parent and you have your child and you're so worried that your kid can run all over a
Shannon,
park?
I appreciate you, Shannon, but I'm very short on time, and I would like to get some opposition up here.
Okay,
So
baby.
I do appreciate.
I'll talk to you. Be good.
You have a good one. Bye.
You too, babe.
I remember that name from the early days of going live. Been a long time.
Back when you had a memory.
Yeah.
I remember some early guests too. Isn't that kind of funny?
Yeah. How you doing, Dakota?
How you
When
doing?
it,
How old are you, please, Dakota?
Oh, I'm 28.
Fantastic. And can you prove that I'm not a woman?
Oh, I was just trying to join the box. I wasn't trying to be opposition.
Okay, I'm specifically looking for opposition right now. You have a good day.
Hi,
Guys, I
besties.
am looking for only opposition right now. I would like to have one more good conversation before I log off.
Am I getting head pats from my mom right now?
Yes.
How you doing today, Elizabeth?
What the hell? That's. I know who that is. Sorry.
Are they opposition?
No, above Mel.
Mel's picture.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Is the guest there? Hello?
Yeah, okay. No guest. Come on, who's here? Someone's got to be here, right?
You just want one.
Just one. We got 26 people requesting. Surely one of you is here, right? All right. Well, thank you, KTP. How you doing, Evelyn Hart? You with us, Evelyn? Nope.
Seems like in the time that they waited, some people got busy. So we'll see who we get.
Not that maybe.
Oh, Lion.
Nope.
Oh, goodbye, Lion. Lion went back into the den.
How you doing, Jessica? You with us, Jessica?
Oh.
Come on. Okay, no Jessica.
That's you're batting a really bad average here.
Yeah, it's not going well.
No, it's not. How about Nikki?
You.
Come on.
Hi.
Hello, Nikki. How you doing? How's it going?
I'm fine. Fine. You?
Doing all right? How old are you, please?
I'm 41.
Fantastic. And can you prove that I'm not a woman?
Well, I would have some questions first.
Go for it.
Okay, so when you say you being a woman is your internal sense of self, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so how would a therapist or whoever determines the stuff like this, on what basis would he determine the difference between your internal sense of self and someone who claims they should have been born blind, for example?
What?
Because there is a person that believes she should
Oh,
have been
Jesus.
born blind. So based on what can we determine that she is wrong and you are right? Because it's both of you have internal sense of self.
Because
What
one of
would
them.
the person who claims to have been supposed to be, the person who claims that they're supposed to be blind, what would they gain by being validated? What would they gain?
They did put bleach in their eyes and she feels better, allegedly.
And you don't think that that's some sort of mental illness or disorder? Do you think that's an okay thing?
I think it's a disorder, or it can be a disorder, or it can be
To pour
a
bleach
deeper
in your
issue.
eyes because you think you should have been born blind, and you're comparing that to being transgender.
Yes, because my opinion is that if you are willing to mess up with your healthy body, there has to
My
be a
body is
deeper
still
issue.
healthy. My body is still healthy. I can see. My genitalia works. My chest works.
Yes, it works, but you were risking death by
Not
doing the
really.
surgery.
Not really.
What do you mean, not really?
You risk death when you get in a
The odds of me
car every
passing are
day.
exceptionally low. Yeah.
I mean,
Sorry?
seriously.
Yeah, it was far more dangerous for me getting in a car than it is for me to get surgery.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's not that's not an argument. But okay,
I'll take
let
that
me
risk.
ask you something.
It's
Oh, my
completely
argument's
argument.
not valid, but yours is?
If you're going to
Sorry?
bring up that there's a risk of death, so it should not be done, then let's talk about cars. There's a risk of death.
Well,
Should we stop driving cars?
okay,
No,
but
that's
if
ludicrous.
you drive a car, it's not I mean, you can drive the
Thank
car
you.
your whole life and nothing has to happen.
Yeah, and you can
That's
get
not a good
surgery and your whole life nothing can come from it.
that's not a good comparison
That
for
is a
me.
good,
But
yeah, it is a good comparison because you're talking about risk factors, and every single time you're going to bring up a risk factor, I could bring up the same risk factor for people with bottom surgery.
okay, that's I see that. I mean, I can argue with that right now
I know
because
you
my
can't
English
argue with
is
that
not
because it's
so
too
good
it's too rock solid.
to argument this. But okay, Adora, do you
Duck, dodge, dip, dive, and dodge.
do you really believe you're a woman? You're
I know.
100% sure.
100%
Okay, you're
certain, no doubt.
100% sure. Okay. Why is it then important for you to be validated by other people?
Okay, I personally don't need the validation, but a lot of people in my community do. Validating us costs you absolutely nothing, and it gains my community everything.
Okay, but I was thinking you personally because earlier in the
Yeah, I
live
don't
you
need the
said
validation.
no, you said earlier that it affects you very much.
No, I did not say that.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
She said
Yeah,
it
you did. But
affects her
while you were
community,
speaking
not
to
her
another guest, you
personally.
said it affects you very much. You asked them, well, how would you feel if somebody called you a woman?
Yeah, I asked another guest how they would feel. I
Yes,
didn't
and you
say how I
said
would feel.
it affects you very much, and it affects a lot of people, a
It
lot of
affects my
transgender.
community. It affects my community. And there was a time where, yes, it would affect me. I've made it past that. But yes, there was a time where it would affect me. And
Yes,
because of
but
that period of time, I nearly didn't make it because of that.
what do you mean you nearly didn't make it? Because you felt
I'm
you
not going
were
to elaborate.
no, okay, but just the basis so
I
that I
think
can
you can
answer you.
figure it out. I think you can figure it out.
Okay, you yourself. Is that what we're talking about?
Statistically, the community as a whole is struggling.
Okay, but my argument is a person who has these thoughts or these how do you say these tendencies. I think there's a deeper issue. There are that's the issue.
It's not a tendency, it's an incongruence between their biological sex and their gender identity. There's no issue other than the
Okay, but
incongruence and potential dysphoria that incongruence can cause in some people.
yes, but there and it can be any reason. There are many reasons why people have these thoughts or whatever.
And imagine we have tons of studies all about it and we know lots of information about it. So what is it that you're trying to tell us that we don't already know?
Well, actually, yes. I think you are doing a disservice to the community.
Oh, here we go again. How?
Well, by your anybody who opposes this belief or
Your existence, yeah. Uh-huh.
quote unquote science is a transphobe.
And that's what harms the community, not the people who are transphobic?
Sorry? No, yes, because the people. I don't think people have much problems with the trans thing.
They absolutely do. You're one of those people.
No, not the trans thing itself,
There's no trans thing. There are transgender people.
Okay, I didn't mean anything bad. My English, it's not I never lived in a country where English is spoken, so bear with me, okay? I mean, most of the people, the vast majority of people don't have an issue with trans, whatever you want to call it.
People.
The vast majority. Okay, trans people. Okay.
There you go.
They don't have a problem with trans people. They have a problem with sexualizing children, with castrating children,
Jesus Christ. What on earth are you talking about? Because that's not happening.
The trans
What do you
community
mean
is
that's
not
not
sexualizing
happening?
children or
Yes.
castrating children. That's not a thing.
Okay.
What does being transgender have to do with sexualization? I'm just curious.
Wild.
Because it's not only transgenderism, it's a lot of things. There are people that are transgender lesbians and pansexual, and I don't know. It's not only transgenderism that is being presented to kids.
No, transgenderism isn't a thing.
Yeah, what do you
Doesn't
mean by
exist.
being presented to kids? What the fuck does that mean?
It's all over the place in children's books. And
oh wow, children's
Oh
why
my
do children
goodness.
can learn about themselves. Wow.
Are there cisgender people in children's books?
I don't remember anybody in my generation having.
Are there cisgender kids? Are there cisgender people in children's books?
Yeah.
Oh, no, how terrible! Oh man, we really need to stop these books that have these cisgender people in them. That's awful. We should stop that.
Oh, the church elders.
I don't even know how to answer
kids
to this because it's such a bad comparison. It's such a bad
It's
comparison.
ridiculous, isn't it? Isn't it ridiculous to say that there shouldn't be books with cisgender people in them?
No,
It's ridiculous.
The whole thing is just spilling out. It's just getting
What
out
do
of
you
hand.
mean by that? Spilling out.
It's out of
getting
hand. How many cisgender people are in kids' books? It's out of hand. I agree.
What? How many?
It's out of hand. How many cisgender people there are in children's books?
We definitely need more trans.
It's not an
trans
argument.
representation.
That you can't compare that. It's like, I mean, it's transgender, it's non-binary, it's pansexual.
Cisgender is just the opposite of transgender.
In 2 years, we will have BDSM people proudly presenting all over the
fuck?
or the foot fetish people.
What? I can't even answer this seriously because it's so wild.
Jane, what does that say?
Okay, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Why is it that every day,
Please,
just one
because
question.
you said a whole bunch.
Why is
I would
it
just
that-
like to ask you a question, and then you can ask all of us a question. So,
Okay.
do you think that being pansexual is a gender?
No, I didn't. I just said it's just spilling out. You know, it's trans. Then you teach kids about pansexuality and why there are two men together. It's just kids don't need to know that. They don't have a problem with themselves.
Do queer people exist, meaning the LGBT community?
Well, I'm not 100% sure what queer means. It's just like something
It's just a catch-all
extravagant
term
or
for
something like that.
it's just a catch-all term for the LGBTQ plus movement community.
Yes, I know, but I don't know what exactly that stands for.
The two men together that you just said completely offend you, apparently.
No, it doesn't offend me about kids.
Then what are you worried about?
Don't need to know that. No, I'm not worried about kids. Don't need to know about this.
So, if children go to school and they have two parents who are the same gender, they're supposed to just feel like outcasts because you don't want any other kids to learn about it? How is that okay?
No, they don't need to be outcasts. It's just
Do you think learning history is important?
Sorry?
Do you think learning history is important?
History. Well, not really, because every side tells their own story, so I don't really trust histories that much.
So we just shouldn't learn history at all.
Sorry?
So we just shouldn't learn history
we
at
should
all.
learn some things, of course, some things that are 100% true, of course.
Do you
Can I
believe
ask
that
you
we
a
should?
question?
Do you think that we should sit here and teach about the history of social liberation movements?
Well, social liberation, that depends. What exactly do you mean?
So what I'm
I don't have a
talking about.
problem with you existing. Not at all. I mean, why should I?
So
Do whatever
I
you
am
want.
talking about how the queer community, the LGBT community, have fought for their rights.
Yes, exactly, and that's what I wanted to ask you.
So
The
should we teach about
LGBT
that?
community is are distancing themselves every day more and more from the trans activists and the trans radicals. You know, it's not the trans thing that we don't agree with. It's the
Wait, are you a part of the
self-centered
community?
part
Wait,
of it,
Nikki, are you part of the community?
the self-absorption.
Are you a part of the community?
What community?
The LGBT
No,
community?
no, I'm not.
Okay, so then why are you speaking on behalf of members of the LGBT community?
Because I agree with them on some level.
What?
Yes, because you have queer phobia.
Well, if you say so, but this phobia thing is really, really absurd. I mean, everybody
You know, when people
who
sit
isn't
here and
willing to
feel like,
disregard reality
you know,
is a transphobe. Everyone that
you really want to get into,
doesn't want
do you
to
want to really
disregard
get into
reality
transphobia?
is a
Because
transphobe,
I can
according
talk
to you,
your ear off the
nowadays.
whole time talking about what
To
transphobia
me,
is, how it manifests, but do you really want to get into that? Or do we want to have a discussion about what you were just talking about as teaching about the queer community within schools?
I didn't understand that.
Do you want to talk about transphobia, or do you want to talk about teaching LGBT history in schools?
Whatever you want.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the whole thing. So the reason why we teach history is so that we don't end up repeating history, right? And so the thing here is that it's the reason why it's important to talk about social movements, because it gives an understanding of the history and the context of the history with which people of marginalized communities have existed in before we have sat here and got our rights. So when it comes to, you know, the queer community, there's an actual history there that needs to be taught. Like Alan Turing, you know, he was a gay man who helped us win World War II. He was the one who cracked the Enigma codes, and then they ended up sterilizing him, and he ended up self-unaliving because of that. Because he was a gay man, and he got caught being gay, and he got sterilized because of it. So then we also have what happened during the Holocaust. You know, the LGBT community members were put into the concentration camps by the Nazis. And then when they liberated the camps, right, they ended up pushing the members of the queer community back into the camps and left them there.
Okay,
when we talk about the LGBT movement as a whole, it started in 1969 as a matter of Stonewall. There was a huge riot and a huge protest for LGBT rights that happened during that time. Some of the figureheads of the movement are Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera. We also have other members of the queer community, you know, that are huge amongst social movements. What is his name? Bayard Rustin, who is part of the civil rights movement within the United States, but was also a gay man. You know, we have prominent figures within history that have been a part of the LGBT community, and I think that we ought to teach about them, and I think we ought to teach about the LGBT movement as a whole, because of the simple fact that people still to this day don't know who Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera are. They have no understanding of our movement, they have no understanding of our history, and so they cannot even begin to fathom these ideas about separating the T from the L, G, and B. because it was a huge thing back in the day. There was this huge issue where, you know, Sylvia Rivera sat here and was sitting in front of a Pride festival and was sitting here and screaming at the top of her lungs because she got booed off the stage because of the fact that she's a trans woman. Now, let's go into transphobia. Transphobia, how it functionally works, the actual position that you're taking, is that you don't believe that people like me, Adora, Andromeda, or Kasha down there, you don't actually believe that we are who we say we are. And from that stems logical, deductible positions. Like, trans women do not belong in the women's sports. Trans women do not belong in the women's restroom. Trans women do not belong in society. They do not deserve to have jobs. They do not deserve to have gender-affirming care. And then they end up sitting here and they end up pushing us off to the margins of society to where either we're going to end up being exotic workers or drag queens. I've got no problem with either of those professions, but I don't think every trans person wants to do those. Every trans person wants to just do those professions. Now, the thing here is that you have come in here and you have sat here and you have denied our reality. You have denied our lived experience, and you have sat here and been extremely rude to the host. You've been extremely rude to every other trans person that is up here. And so now, do you want to talk some more about anything else?
Yes, I would like to answer to you about transphobia. What you listed, it does not apply to me. I don't want to
It
deny
absolutely
anybody.
does.
No, can I
It
answer, please?
Are trans women women?
Can I answer
Are
without
trans women
further
women?
questions? Because you said so many things, I cannot follow so much.
Are
Nobody
trans
can.
women women?
Can I finish, please? Then you can ask
Are
questions
trans
because you
women
said
women?
yours right now,
I would
and
like
it's
you
It's a
to
my
yes or
turn
no.
answer
It's
now.
a
my
yes or no
question,
question,
and
and
then I
It's
then
my
you
swear
can
I'll
answer
turn
whatever
to
you want afterwards. It's a yes or no question.
it's my turn to address what you said
I would
earlier.
like you to answer my question, and then I'll shut the hell up. I promise.
Yep.
No, I
Just
have to
answer the yes or no question,
clear.
and then the floor is
I'm not
yours.
ready to answer that question until I cleared this and some other stuff.
I would like you to answer my question. I want you to answer, are trans women women? It's a yes or no
Well,
question. And
I'm
then
not
I
ready
swear
for
you can
that.
clear.
I'm not
Nikki,
ready
I
for
swear
that.
Nikki, I swear you can you clear up anything else you want because I'm going to shut up and let Mel speak. But I just want you to answer that question.
Okay, but I can't. I'm not ready now to answer that question. Can I please
Nah, Mel's next
address
instead.
what you said earlier? Or is that not
Well, you
allowed?
said okay, so you said you're not transphobic. Then what about trans kids? Do you give a shit
Okay,
about
can
them?
I please answer one question at a time?
You don't even want to answer Jane's question.
No, I
Yeah,
want
we,
it,
we,
but
we were gonna let you. We
she's
were gonna
asking me
let you,
another
but
question. I wanted to address the transphobia thing. Then you can ask me more questions. But
You're
I
gonna make
cannot
it
answer
about you,
10
though. You're
questions
gonna
at a
make it
time.
about you because you won't even just answer if trans women are women.
I have to ask them questions to
I
be
got
able
catch
to
up to kick. You have
decide
a good
if
day.
trans women
Ugh,
are women.
Enjoy the day you deserve, Nikki.
that was the worst last guest ever.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Now I feel like
Yep.
I'm unfulfilled. I just want to.
I
We
think
want to
my
go for another
picture
one?
is
It's
very
up to you,
relevant.
Adora. It's your live.
It's
All right,
Kasha,
let's do another one.
just get yourself a moo you'll be fine.
I know. Well, I took a
We're gonna,
cold and
guys.
sinus Advil, so I'm feeling better.
I'm gonna have to be relatively quiet on this one because it's getting late and I don't want to bother my upstairs neighbor. So this is mostly gonna be you guys here.
Give Adora more money so she can move and not have neighbors.
Yes, let's do it, guys. Let's do it. My choices now are either renovating my place I have or buying a new place. Both options are on the table if things continue the way they are. Also, a reminder to everyone that 5% of every single gift is going to be donated to charity. The first charity I donate to will be the Human Rights Campaign. I'll likely do the Trevor Project after that. Then I don't know where from there. But 5% of every gift from here on going forwards will all be donated. How you doing, Bella?
Hi, I'm
How old are you, please?
25.
25? Fantastic. Your volume's a bit low. Can you...
Is that better?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to come in here and say you are such a gorgeous woman. Like, You don't have to prove anything to anyone. Like I'm a bit nervous coming up because I don't usually come up, but I've just been watching all these negative people, and I feel there needs to be more education on the whole situation. And it's not even a situation, it's life. But I just wanted to come in and say everyone in these boxes are so beautiful, and yeah, keep going.
Thank you so much.
We'll keep going.
Thank you so much. And thank you for the doc. Appreciate you. You have a good day, Bella. Thank you so much for coming up and saying that.
How dare you give us positivity when we're trying to look for opposition? Thank you so much.
Sorry, guys.
No,
That's
you're
good.
good. You have a good day.
Bye.
You have a good day. Yeah.
Darn positivity.
Yes, don't
Is the Goose
apologize for
Caboose
being
Kitty Cat Rescue
emotional.
LLC a real thing? Is that a real thing? That would be awesome. I would totally donate to that. Thank you for the for the hearts. Appreciate
Doesn't
it.
even like cats. That's not a real thing. Because I would donate to that too.
So we're starting with 5%, and if things continue the way they are, the plan is to eventually move up to 15% for every gift. How you doing, 6 feet under?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How old are you,
Doing
please?
well, thanks. How are you?
Doing all right. How old are you?
29.
Fantastic. And can you prove that I'm not a woman?
No, I did. Well, I wouldn't go either way. I was just going to chime in. I just want to say, because I was listening to, I think it was who was the last guest?
Oh, we don't talk about previous guests.
Oh, okay. All right. I was
Were
going to
you
say, I
talking
mean, it
about
would have been
me?
good to. No. The last guest that the lady was trying to talk, I think it would have been good to
Oh.
let her talk so, we could hear what she was going to say. And
Oh, okay.
pushing them away like that, I know
She
maybe
said a
is
ton of
ridiculous.
shit, and then she wouldn't
I
answer the
know, but
questions. So do you
but
have
maybe she didn't
anything
want
to
to answer
say,
those
or do you want to just
questions.
call
No, what I'm
places?
saying is, I think that you push people away by not
Okay,
letting
well
them
now we're
talk
gonna
like that.
push you
That's something that
away.
you're trying to.
Okay, so
I
bye.
know, which is
Bye
toxic.
bye.
I know. You should be open to discussion.
You don't want to discuss anything except for the previous fucking guest. God, I hate people like that.
Me too. I've been trying to come up with like some kind of tone policing background. I don't know if I could do anything that would actually get people in.
Yeah.
Well, now that my computer's set up, let me work on something.
Thank you for the little mini crown. Appreciate it.
We here, we queer, we ready to spread fear. What's up, besties?
I like be gay and do crime.
Hello?
Hello, Emily
How you doing,
Baker.
Emily?
How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born, friend?
2005.
Cool. All right.
Fantastic.
Can you prove that Dora's not a woman?
Yes.
Perfect. Let's get started.
Okay, so basically, like, a woman is like a woman and a man is a man, right? If you're a woman, can you have kids?
Can I have kids? No.
Exactly, so you're not a woman.
That's
That's it.
how.
Sorry, are infertile women not women?
It's so disrespectful towards women when you're a man and you say you're a woman.
Absolutely.
Hold on. Everybody,
You don't have to go
take a
through
take a deep
what
breath.
a woman has to go through.
Emily, I asked you a question, but you missed it because you wanted to go on about like how it's offensive. So
Okay,
my mom
what's the question?
is right here above me, above my head. She's had a hysterectomy, which means her uterus was removed from her body. So she does not have the capacity to bear offspring or give birth.
Yeah?
Is she still a woman?
Yes, because she was born a woman.
So womanhood is not gatekept based upon one's ability to give birth then.
No, it's not just about one's ability to give birth. It's about how, about what a woman goes through and stuff.
Yeah. Well, what do you go through that's unique?
Like, I understand,
people having their own preferences with their pronouns and everything like that. But when people sit there and say that they're a woman, but they don't have, like...
Hello?
Hello?
She's having a side conversation.
Anyway.
So what experiences specifically, just to get us back on track here?
What do you mean?
So you said that it's offensive because, like, us as trans women don't have experiences that you would have. So what experiences would those be?
Periods and hormones.
So firstly and foremost, hormones, got them. Secondly, postmenopausal. You know what menopause is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So postmenopausal women wouldn't be women then, because they don't get periods.
No, but they've already been through that in their life.
What about women born without uteruses? And then they still have the full functioning gear, like from like an outside perspective, but the internals are kind of missing.
They're still a woman.
Yeah, can I ask you a question real quick? How old is your friend next to you that's feeding you the answers real quick?
She's 20.
Cool. Just wanted to make sure, just for the sake of the live.
Yeah.
So is your friend feeding you the answers? Because, like, if that's the case, like, I'd love to talk to your friend.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
She's giving you the answers. She's not actually giving me the answers. She's just saying some
okay.
stuff.
Well, yeah. Just in the same way that you say that they're still women, I agree that they're still women. So when you say that something like the ability to give birth or having and experiencing periods is what makes a woman, but you make exception for those who don't experience those things, I also similarly make exceptions. I make exceptions for trans women.
Yeah, that's understandable, but it's hard to explain.
It is understandable, isn't it?
To some extent, yes.
Easy peasy.
Thank you, Adora.
Brandon?
Take care, y'all. I gotta go connect Carter and get some things done.
Oh, damn it, Kasha. I was hoping to hang out with you too.
Bye, Kasha.
Love you, Kasha.
So I died laughing the minute she came in and was like, a woman is a woman and a man is a man, correct?
I literally just sent a message saying that to Mel because Adora's face was priceless.
I don't think I've
bursted
ever
out
had such
laughing.
an I don't think I've ever had such an easy W in my life. I'm gonna be so for real.
Speed run.
All right, guys, we are going to end there. I am tired. I am. I'm tired.
Mel, I would like to offer you something. A once in a lifetime experience.
What?
I'm gonna switch. I'm offering to switch to my US Slay account and put up my Body Baby Jesus background.
On
On US Slay.
All right, do it.
Hell yeah, I'll be there. Love you. Mwah.
Guys, I'm so excited. I have therapy tomorrow, and it's with my original therapist. And make no mistake, I love my last therapist, but I'm very excited to get my original therapist back, and I get him back. I get her back tomorrow. I'm so excited. So, like, basically, like the week after, the immediate week after my bottom surgery, that was my last time talking to her. Basically, I got my bottom surgery. We did a quick wrap up session immediately after my bottom surgery, and that was that. So she has not been here for all the wildness that has happened over the past 8 months.
Oh, wow.
And I'm very much looking forward to catching her up on it all.
I'm hoping it's like a double appointment.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be much therapy tomorrow. Probably mostly going to be catching up.
Yeah, that's awesome though.
But yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be like my first therapy session with her. I was crying the entire time. I was fresh off some very raw trauma, and now my second first session with her is going to be very, very different.
That's awesome. I hope it goes really well.
Thank you so much. I'm not going to forget about it like I did with my last session. It kills me that I didn't get to have a last session with my last therapist because he was amazing, and I wanted to say my goodbyes properly. I fucking forgot the damn session.
Oh, that stinks.
Oh, well,
I've done that.
Yeah. All right. Good night, everyone.
Have a good night.
Bye.
I'm sure I'll see you in some random live.
Bye.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone go to US Slave Live.
All right. See ya.
Bye.